In Tempe. The Yotes have now won 2 in a row and 5 of their last 7 overall. I'm JD Haffron on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies, but some breezy conditions out there. We'll see those daytime highs in the low 80s. And then for tonight, dipping down into the mid to upper 50s with mostly clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Suzuki Law.
The time to have a lawyer on your side is before you need them. I'm Richard Suzuki with Suzuki Law. We are experienced personal injury and criminal defense lawyers. One call, Suzuki Law.
Suzuki. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Roth. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Arizona's got to go quick here. Bradley, why not? Missed it. Clock ticks. And it's going to be the Tigers out of the ACC headed to the Elite Eight.
And that'll do it. This one's over. Connecticut is going to the Elite Eight. And the largest margin of victory in the Sweet 16 since 2017.
Nelson to put him up 3, and he missed it. And it's game over. Alabama, the Sweet 16 is no longer sour. They advance to the Elite Eight for the first time in 20 years.
And it's indicated that the game is over. Illinois is going to a regional final for the first time in 19 years. It'll be Illinois and defending national champion UConn.
Bama, Clemson, Illinois, and UConn all advanced to the Elite Eight. We had several schools pulling off the surprise upsets as they advanced to the Elite Eight in the NCAA men's college basketball tournament. The first number 1 seed of the tourney went down after 4-seeded Alabama. They shocked North Carolina 89-87. Number 6, Clemson, the Tigers, they followed suit with a 77-72 knockdown, takedown of number 2 seeded Arizona. Meanwhile, you had number 3, Illinois. They edged number 2 seeded Iowa State. They beat them by 3, while the top overall seed, UConn, which many of you have in your bracket, took care of business, and they defeated San Diego State by 30. Had no trouble there. Well, Sweet 16 continues from Dallas and Detroit today. You got number 1 seeds Purdue and Houston, both in action. We're going to get into those games today. Should be a lot of fun, but we welcome you to a Friday's edition, a beautiful Friday, 81 degrees. But you better just take a picture, suck it all in, because rumor has it from our weatherman, Dan Manucci, it's going to be really windy tomorrow and really cold on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, just to kind of follow, like 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts tomorrow. It'll be 83 degrees, but extremely windy. And then right around 4 or 5 in the morning, Sunday morning, Easter morning, here comes the rain. The wind will die down, the rain. We should get a soaker anywhere from a half inch to a quarter to an inch and a half in some parts of the valley, the entire Easter Sunday.
So do I hide the eggs Saturday night, or do I hide them when the rain is already coming down?
You know what? That's tough because, number one, I would probably hide them before.
Better yet, I mean, I make a call with Easter egg.
Yes,
or Easter bunny,
bunny.
right?
Easter
Sorry,
bunny,
Shu.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you're still young. The Easter bunny.
Yeah.
So make a call to, is it a male or female?
You know
Easter
what?
bunny.
I think that he's a male. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
He's a male?
Yeah,
He's a male.
It's a male. The bunny.
Yeah, really. I mean, these days, is that accurate?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah. We don't get any calls, folks.
What a night yesterday. If you think about what happened in college basketball, and then the Diamondbacks, they have a record-setting opening night. They crush the Rockies 16-1. And then you saw what happened at Mullet with a Coyotes team beating up big time a Nashville team that came in 16-0-2, hottest team in hockey, and got beat. Now, I got a question for you guys.
Okay, far away.
I was at the game, and I was sitting in row 2.
Wow.
Behind the goalie, but it's the tunnel, so it's like it's up a little bit. So it's not like 2 from the glass. It's, you know how there's that room behind there, and there's the tunnel you would go in. So I was in row 2, seats 1, 2, 3, and 4 of my buddies. Okay, I need to know how to handle this next time, because I had an issue because from the puck dropping, there was this. Can I say A and then?
Let's.
Okay.
How about knucklehead?
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Goofball. How
Yeah.
about goofball?
Goofball.
Soften the blow, Rock.
With a LA Kings jersey on, and so he's wearing an LA Kings jersey with shorts and like work boots. Clearly not from here, and was that guy that yelled the entire time, to the point where 10 minutes in, 8 minutes in, whatever it was, I had to physically get up and stand and watch.
Are you serious?
It was
You
that
got out
bad.
of your seat?
I got out of my seat to the point where the guys that I was with could tell I was getting so mad that, and I was a designated driver, so I wasn't in the same level as the guys I was with. Okay, so they were kind of saw that I was getting irritated, so they kind of pushed this guy a little bit,
egged him on,
wound him up. Yeah.
And he was like yelling at the goaltender, the opposing team. He was being a Yotes fan. Okay, he was.
All right,
but hey, you bum! You were on the trade deadline. You should have been traded. You suck! And he's yelling and screaming, and they could tell to the point where the guy's like, by Steve's like, well, let's switch seats. So you saw a little bit farther. Didn't matter. But then they would start. So Steve would then, yeah, you are a bum. So it got the guy even going. And he had probably 4 or 5 Captain Cokes. I could see you drinking.
God. So you had that guy,
and it's like, and everybody around was annoyed too.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. But I do know at certain hockey rinks, the crowd that's typically behind the goal, they're more the rowdier. If you remember the Yotes when they played at America West Arena, they had that like Bud Light zone or Bud zone or whatever.
Remember
and
that?
those were the fans that, they tie one on, they have a good time. But when this guy wouldn't stop, and he would kept turning around and like try to have a conversation with me, he's like, oh, what do you think? I'm like, I wouldn't even answer. You get to the point where, and it's just like, but I didn't even want to talk to him. It was so irritating. You could tell how frustrated I was.
Sure.
And the guy, and he was
frustrated.
And what was funny about it is his buddy that was with him didn't say a word, didn't even acknowledge him. But he was the biggest goofball, and there's more words I would rather use, I have ever witnessed in my 55 years of being on this planet and being a sports fan and having season tickets for just about everything, being at every event almost in the entire country. But this guy was the biggest goofball of all time.
All 3 periods. All 3. He
didn't stop.
Wow.
He didn't stop.
When did you leave?
So I kept going back. No, I left it. They killed him. So we left it maybe 4 minutes left of the third period. But but most of the time I was standing. I was standing.
Let me ask you something. So can you ask security if you ask him, hey, can you pipe it down a little bit?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I guess you're there to cheer. It says on your ticket or whatever. But I mean, that's annoying, irritating.
And it'd be one thing if
obnoxious.
There are Nashville fans. There are a lot of Nashville fans, and they were cool. I mean, I've been to a Nashville Predators game. Great fans, great atmosphere. They were all cool. I mean, they got a good team. They got beat. They got beat pretty bad. But it was like this guy. I mean, he didn't have any Yotes gear on.
Sure.
He was wearing LA Kings. I mean, it's like, oh, okay.
So the one game you decide to go to, and this
one
is what
game.
happens. Unbelievable.
And it's ladies' night last night too, right?
Yeah,
ladies' night.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that the one game you had like a double whammy. It's like the hockey gods are saying, "All right, Rock."
So they did these. It was interesting. They did this jersey, right? It was a special women's jersey that the guys all wore coming into the arena, and then they were selling them.
Sure.
So when you walk in, you see them all there.
Right.
When we left, they were all still there. So I don't think it was a big deal. But, you know, the best part about it is, you know, when they had the little kids out there between periods, they had all little girls playing. You know, they were probably all under 10, you know, with 10 pucks going, and they're all out there, they're, you know, playing hockey. That was super cool.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, man, this guy, I was such I don't think people realize how they can ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, I think
it's one thing to kind of yell at the opposing goalie and the opposing players, and he knew his hockey. I mean, I will tell you, he did know his hockey, but it was one of those things where it's like, dude, shut up already. The guy can't hear you. So he's like yelling at the goalie. We're not that close. He can't hear you.
How would you rate him as a heckler then? I mean, you're there.
10 being the worst, 10.
10 being the worst.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
No, so it wasn't the heckling wasn't even profound, wasn't even wise or creative or anything like that. It was just bad. Just yelling and screaming.
One time it was really funny because he started yelling and screaming about, you guys suck. You know, it was like it was something crazy where he was yelling and screaming about something, how bad the team was, and then they scored right when he said it. You know, and he turned around.
That's when you leave. That's when you go, you know what? All right, I tried. It didn't work. I'll try next game.
It was like, oh my goodness.
Oh,
but
you saw a good hockey game though, Rock. You saw a blowout.
You know, what sucked was watching, you know, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings before the game. There's not a lot of places. $40 a park down there, by the way. And literally I'm across the street. Yeah, $40 for, you know. So I'm watching the Arizona game. You know, the place was packed. It was cool. And I got to tell you, we got to get into that. Was not good.
Ugly the first 10 minutes.
A former Cardinal, Hassan Reddick, has been traded to Shoes Jets for a 2026 third-round pick that could become a second, depending on how well he plays, meaning how much time he plays and gets in there. But he's going to get a second pick for what Jack's just put on our lineup if he has 67.5% play time and has 10 or more sacks. That's crazy. I like how they incentivize people.
I love that. Well, a lot of guys, I mean, they've got the big contract, get the trade. So sometimes if you get a big contract, you get it, maybe a restructure, or they pay them the bonus up. They do a bonus up front in lieu of your salary, or you get some kind of creativity as far as incentives are concerned. But that's a good move. I mean, that's a good move.
We are just getting started out here at Wright Toyota. It's very busy today. I don't recall a busier time that we've been in here than today. So they must be giving something away. But Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota. I would check their inventory online at wrighttoyota.com. But we do want to encourage you to make plans next weekend to join us for our Hoops final weekend in the new showroom. They open it up on Wednesday of this week, and then we are going to host Saturday and Monday there for the Final Four. We'll have cash giveaways with our props, our squares. We're giving away 3 big screen TVs. This is going to be one of the biggest promotions we've ever done. We're really excited about it. We hope that you'll come out and join us and support our show. That's this next Saturday and Monday. But coming up, it was a magical night last at Chase Field. D-backs made history with a 14-run third inning. You're going to hear how it all went down next, thanks to the MLB Network. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Monday on the drive, will the Diamondbacks' domination keep up through the weekend? Can the Suns stay on track in the latest NFL draft rumors? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910 and your free iHeartRadio app.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona Toyota can compete on price. That's what dealers do, but not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Meant for mornings, The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen Monday, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Well, last night, the D-backs made history, and hopefully had an opportunity to witness some of it. I was fortunate enough to not be there, but in a way that I got to hang out with a heckler at a Coyotes game. But when I got home, I love the fact that they replay it on 34 on Cox, which was cool. So I only needed to watch the first 3 innings.
The 1 inning is really all I need to watch.
So I watched that, and that was it. But even the first 2 innings, you're really, the first inning, the game was kind of close. Sure. It was 2-1, and then boom, then they went crazy. But I thought it'd be appropriate because this is history, and Mr. Candiotti is going to join us.
Yes, 2 o'clock.
Coming up at 2 o'clock, and I want to ask him, what's a better moment in the last couple of years for the D-backs? Is it the 4 home runs back to back to back to back, or is it this 14-run inning?
Ooh,
something to think about. We're going to talk about that with him. But let's kind of get into this because they set new franchise marks in that 3rd inning. They sent 18 batters to the plate. They had 13 hits and 14 runs. Here's how it all went down.
Base hit. Perdomo's home. They'll stop Marte, and it's 3-1.
This comes in at 2 minutes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I cut out as much as I could in between the hits.
I know. I do be a little bit of work. I had to cut. It was 3.
No. I'm good with it. I'm just saying, I had to cut in between at bats, and I could get it to 2 minutes.
Here he comes. He can't get it. Here comes Lourdes. Walker's in at 3rd. And it's 6-1. Coming back so far tonight, 4 for 4 with runners in scoring position, and make it 5 for 5, and a 2 for 2 for Gino. 7-1 Diamondback. Shoots it down the right field line. Gino's on the move. Gabby's home to make it 8-1. Alan Thomas with a RBI double. He's already had 1,000 Major League plate appearances, and Perdomo tacks on another one. It's 9-1. They have scored 9 times, and Perdomo's 2 for 2. There's another one. Make it 10-1. Marte's 3 for 3. Here's another one. What a night for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Marte's going to run through the side. And he's in there. Gurriel's knocked in 5, and it's 12-1. It's a fair ball. He squirts it up the line. Carroll's home. Here comes Gurriel. Walker into third. Moreno a 2-run double, and it's 14-1 on opening night. Suarez lifts the 3-2 high in the air, right center. Doyle hustling over. Here comes Christian. Moreno moves up, and it's 15-1. The RBI for Gino. The work. Doyle. Playing all the bounce. Plays Alexander as his first major league hit. And it's 16-1 Diamondbacks. Way to go, Blaze.
Hey, man, see the pregame show with Blaze doing an interview in front of his locker. Looked like a deer in the headlights. Big, wide, sparkly eyes. Just so excited to be in the major leagues. And even more
You're hot.
now after getting his first major league hit. First of many.
I love Blaze, man. He's going to be the guy.
How about that kid?
I mean, he gets the call. You know, I don't know if you saw online, with Tori and they videoed it. That's pretty cool.
That was
Call
really
the parents.
cool.
I mean, I love seeing that behind the scenes.
That's
stuff.
very
You
emotional.
do a good job. Yeah, totally.
It really is. When you see that, when you make it to the bigs or whatever sport you're going to get a chance to play. I didn't realize he was going to start as a DH, but to call the family and all of his buddies, whatever, you can see he kind of had a little bit of moment there. But the interesting thing with that, there was no home runs during that inning. The only home run was Gurriel's in that first inning. But it's interesting, that many runs and no dingers whatsoever. And you had
small ball?
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, there was base hit. You had dying quails. You had fist shots. You had guys swinging. Moreno hit one down the right field line, barely gets over the first baseman's head. I mean, just good contact. This guy's driving the ball. And I call it play discipline because, a lot of guys, you're by 8-9 runs. They're swinging for the fences.
Oh, yeah.
But they just continue to just drive the ball and just drive it, pull it, or get to the place where they're just getting good ABs during those 18 batters.
I know it's just one game, but I thought the defense was pretty good. Suarez with that catch,
wow.
I can't believe how high he got. I know the guy doesn't hit for average, but he's a good defensive player, and I'm pretty excited. It's funny, if you're not watching the game and you're on your phone and you're seeing, it's 6-1, and you're like, oh wait, still a third inning,
yeah.
And you're like saying to yourself, what's going on here, and it's like it was fun. I mean, what a great way to start the 24 season.
And you watch that game, and then from there it was just goose eggs for everybody after that third inning. Nobody scored. I think Colorado gave up just 2 hits after that inning. The bullpen. That was pretty much it.
Well, it's like I think the same thing happened when they had the 4 home runs. They had those 4 home runs, and there was no offense after that. So here's the thing: if you're a gambler, do you take the under today? Do you take the under after you had 16? Because you see that sometimes there's a trend there.
Let me just check something real quick. I just want to make sure I have this correct before I say something that's going to be really dumb. Let me just check something here real quick.
There's nothing you would ever say.
Cal Quantrill, Merrill Kelly. No, we'll take the over. Just wanted to check to make sure that the Rockies were starting who I thought they were starting. We take the over.
Okay, got to give some justification on that.
I have to give justification. The Rockies stink. Their starting pitching is awful.
So no matter what, you're taking the over.
Kyle Freeland is their ace, and that's what happened to him last night. So Cal Quantrill is going to be the guy that stops everything from occurring? No, thank you. Over.
Imagine sports radio in Denver today.
Oh, ouch.
You're hopeful.
Defending champs in the NBA. That's it, baby. Let's go. The Avs, they're going for another Stanley Cup. We don't need baseball.
There's so much truth to that. There's so much truth that their lead story on their lineup, their radio guys there, it's like it's all Denver. It's our Nuggets. It's Nuggets and Avalanche. And by the way, our minor league baseball team played last night, and they got beat 16-1 in Arizona.
I kind of heard you're saying. Did they use all their hits up last night? So it'll be the over/under. But I think, to your point, Shu, with the kind of pitching, the kind of hitting, and the one thing that Troy Lavella talked about was the discipline that these guys had hitting. That was their main focus during spring training, but that was fun to watch. I mean, just, time after time after time. And to see that. And then after that, it's goose eggs for both teams. And, here you are next 16-1. But to your point, you're like, did they use them all up last night? And can they be as profound? Maybe not, 14 runs in one inning.
It's 9.5.
History.
The total is 9.5 for the game today.
I'm taking the under.
Last night was 8.5.
Take that.
So they went up 1.
Let me have to ask Scott Spreitzer in hour number 2. Just for, kind of a little bonus question. Say, hey, we know you like to bet a little baseball here, but is there a trend in the gambling industry if there's a huge game the night before with
3.
They
A run
Blow the over on, like they did by 8 runs.
Like a run hangover kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like a run hangover. Yeah. Okay, we scored 16 and maybe they get 5. You know what I think for right now is their focus is wins. This first series against Colorado, but that was just fun to see these guys base hit after base hit. And for Blaze, how fun was that to see that kid get 2 hits his first Major League Baseball game?
Well, one thing I was, watching the game on my phone, and I'm like looking at everybody getting hits, but the top player on the team.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll. But he walked twice.
Yeah, but it's like you're like looking at it, you're like, what's going on here? I mean, they're blowing him out, but the rookie of the year has no hits.
Yeah. You know what? It's those are, with 49,000 people there. Talk about a blowout, exciting win for those folks last night.
Yeah. So what was interesting when you bring that up, I was going to talk about this later, but with opening day, and this isn't something that the Diamondbacks have done much, they were number 2 in all of baseball yesterday in attendance. The Dodgers came in at number 1 at 52,000. Rockies, D-backs were 49. Mariners 45, Orioles 45, Padres were even 44, Reds 44, and then all the way down. And on the bottom, the A's, 13,522 was the announce.
Yeah, okay.
I feel in the protest.
Okay. Yeah, it was 13,000. Yeah, I counted them. They were all there.
Well, they included the the parking attendants and the all the people working
I think that
there.
might get him to 130. So let's. How else did we get to the 13,000?
What was the protest? They're going to sit in their car for 2 or 3 innings, or
they're protesting Vegas.
So they did this last year. So this has been a thing since the rumored move has been talked about in Oakland. They actually last year did a reverse protest. They did a sit-in. They packed the ballpark. 40,000+ people were in there for a game in the middle of the summer last year to show Mr. Fisher that this team could be there in Oakland, and that's where they should be. So they did a reverse protest, and so they're continuing that this year with what they did in the parking lot and everything to start this year.
What a mess.
Well, you like that, sell the team chants that were going around. But
they can't get
occasionally you got to let's go A's. Yeah. But did they win or lose that game? I didn't even notice. Okay.
They
got blown out.
They got hammered.
It's just sad. It's one of the smallest opening day crowds in their 57-year history.
Can you name anybody on the A's?
No.
Yeah, then there you go.
No.
Just sucked. I mean, I worked for the A's, at least when they were here, spring training. I ran spring training for 1 year, but they have such a good history with Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco.
Absolutely.
I mean, go on and on.
Sure.
Reggie Jackson. I mean, old school Oakland A's, and it's unfortunate that that's happening.
They were and to come here for spring training, every year was a blast to go out there and watch them. As you mentioned, I was back to when the Reggie Jacksons and the Gene Tennances and Raleigh Fingers and Sal Bandos were coming through town. And those 3 World Series they won in a row, early 70s. I was like, wow, and they'd come out here because we had the Phoenix Giants in those days, and so all those spring training games, the A's were jam-packed.
Yeah.
During the A's and Cubs, you couldn't get a seat. Couldn't get a seat.
Well, the ACC is still going pretty strong despite Alabama beating North Carolina. We are going to head out that way. We're going to catch up with C.L. Brown. He's with the Courier-Journal in Louisville. He is covering the ACC along with Louisville and Kentucky there, and he will join us next to kind of break it all down. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
D-backs crushed the Rockies in yesterday's home opener, which included new franchise marks in the 3rd inning when they sent 18 batters to the plate, recorded 13 hits, and scored 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. Second-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of 4th-seeded Alabama. The Wildcats finished the year with a 27-9 record. The Suns are in Oklahoma City to battle Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder tonight. They're 2-1 on their current 5-game road trip following Wednesday's win in Denver and sit at 7th place in the West at 43-30, but are just a half game behind Dallas. I'm JD Haffron on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeart Radio app.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Ping G730 and I530 irons. The G730 irons are Ping's longest and most forgiving irons, while the I530s fit golfers who want more distance in a player's design and are engineered for higher launch and more. Visit us in store at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
DL is there.
The best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course,
Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Now open in Rocky Point.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-discount by combining RV, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Arizona's got to go quick here. Bradley, why not? Missed it. Clock ticks. And it's going to be the Tigers out of the ACC.
You're hot.
Elite Eight.
How about that? Alabama, Clemson, Illinois, and UConn all advanced to the Elite Eight. We got some good ones coming up a little bit later today, just after 4 o'clock. Joining us now, it's been a little while. We always seem to catch up with him in this time of year. CL Brown joining us now with the Courier-Journal in Louisville, Kentucky. And he joins us now on the Right Toyota guest line here on Fox Sports 910. CL Roc and Manuch, what's going on, man? How you been?
Hey, I've been well. I feel like, this is the best time for us to catch up every year. Exciting times for this tournament.
Well, we're hoping that, the Pac-12 is kind of dissolving and, Arizona and Arizona State will be traveling a little bit more out your way. So there'll be more opportunities to catch up. But your thoughts on that one first with Clemson, a team that you know quite well being in the Carolinas in the past. Did you have them in your bracket, or did you feel that they were going to take the Cats down?
I actually did have them advancing to the Sweet 16, but I had Arizona beating them. But I'm not surprised that they won. I bet them to I took the points on that game. I felt like they would make it a competitive game and be close in it. So, Brad Brownell has put together a good roster. I thought the addition of Joe Girard from Syracuse was a key for them as well. The main thing was PJ Hall actually returning to school for Clemson. So, they've got inside, outside, and they have some players like Jack Clark, who transferred from NC State after transferring from LaSalle. They got some good parts that kind of make them difficult to guard. And Arizona it felt like they peaked early and were never quite the same team to me from earlier in the year.
Seems as though they get, when you watch Clemson too, CL, they get a lot of production out of their bench, not a lot of points, but just good, productive, very effective bench. But it only runs 8 guys out there. That was surprising.
Well, I think this time of year is when you have to kind of constrict your bench and keep it to the guys, that you trust, and are experienced enough in a situation like this in the Sweet 16 to not make plays like, I'm assuming we're going to talk a little bit about the Carolina game, like Jalen Withers made late in that game, taking an ill-advised three-pointer when Carolina was up 1, and, Alabama went on from there to win. I think it's a lot of it is about who you trust to play in these postseason one game and you're done situations.
For Arizona, CL, we're kind of scratching our heads here. Second Sweet 16 exit in 3 seasons. We know Tommy Lloyd is a good coach and he's had some success, but I know Arizona fans are kind of in a tailspin because they thought this was the year that this team could advance at least to the Final Four. You think this team's okay? I mean, they've had a lot of changes there, the money issues and things of that sort, but from what you know about the program, you think they'll be all right?
Oh, I think they'll be fine. I mean, the thing about Tommy Lloyd is it feels like every coach, until they have that breakthrough moment, kind of goes through a period like this. I mean, literally, you can talk about the Dean Smith of the world, who it took, if Jordan doesn't hit that shot, if Fred Brown doesn't have the turnover, then people are still talking about he can't win the big one, until 93. Coach K was the same thing. Bunch of Final Fours. Was it 5 Final Fours before he ever won one? It just takes a while to break through. And you look at Tony Bennett at Virginia now. I mean, they were the first one to lose to a 16. Nobody thought, not. I don't want to say it was as dramatic as nobody thought he'd bounce back from that. But I mean, that was a major loss, and they rebound to win the next year. So the breakthrough moment is coming for Tommy Lloyd and Arizona. You don't kind of compile these kind of records and get the talent that he's been able to get and end up failing. Like, I mean, every year it's a single elimination tournament, man. It's hard to crack through, but eventually I feel like he's going to do it.
And so you talked about that Bama win over North Carolina, a little undisciplined there by North Carolina at the end. I think you alluded to that, but to see Bama, who got on a roll there in that second half, to come up, catch them and win that game by 2. How would you describe the play in North Carolina overall last night, especially the last 3 minutes of the game? North Carolina.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
I mean, from what we saw mostly throughout the season, I think, R.J. Davis, you're going to have an off game. What was crazy, though, is RJ and Caleb both 0 for 9 3-point range. Caleb Love, former teammates. And I don't know. I thought when Arizona lost the game, my thought before Carolina and Alabama tipped off was, I wonder if Carolina's going to somehow, sometimes when you're expecting to play a team and they get upset, then it feels like sometimes teams may loosen up a little bit and take their next opponent lightly. Like, oh, well, now we got an easier road to the Final Four because we can beat Clemson. I kind of wondered if that might have seeped into their thought process. But I thought that Hubert Davis probably didn't handle the second half well, because I thought Paxton Wojcik should not have been playing as many minutes as he played. I mean, this was a guy who he played a lot early to start the season. But when they really got good after they lost to Kentucky and UConn, Paxton Wojcik was not in the lineup, and I know he put him out there because he thought that he would keep the spacing. He would force Alabama to respect him in the 3-point shot, which at the close of the first half it did, but he would have been much better off, I thought, leaving Seth Trimble out there or leaving Elliot Cadeau, the guys who played all season, even though they're not great 3-point shooters, and Alabama was sagging off. I feel like they would have made a play. You're talking about it ended up being a 2-point game. I think within the course of the minutes that Paxton Wojcik got, those guys would have made a play that could have flipped the game in Carolina's favor.
CL, can the Wolfpack continue its miracle run?
Oh, wow. It feels a lot like 1983 with these guys.
3.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But, I don't know that I thought they were going to win 5 games in 5 days at the ACC tournament to get to where they are. The thing about it is they believe. Like, they're a confident bunch. They believe. And I love DJ Burns, man. I think whenever there's a big man in college basketball like that, it just feels like people gravitate to him. He's got a great personality, and he's kind of leading that team on the court right now.
All right, let's look at the Duke-Houston game. 1 versus number 4. Houston, you know, they dodged a missile, I guess you could say. Duke, steady as she goes. Can the Dukies get it done against that supposed number 1 seed?
Yeah, I mean, they could, but I kind of wonder. This feels a lot to me like the Tennessee game last year in the tournament for Duke, where they came up against a team that's physical and is going to really challenge them on defense.
2.
Will challenge Duke's offense, and Houston has the kind of athletes, and they play kind of that physical style defensively where I think it's going to give Duke trouble. And I think, I mean, I hate to use the word soft. I don't throw that around lightly, but I'm not even going to call Duke soft. What I'm going to say is that I feel like they don't have those dogs, in their lineup. It's just like with the attitude, like if you come at me, I'm coming right back at you. Like I don't feel like they have that kind of toughness on this team that is going to match what Houston is going to bring. Now I could be wrong, and we could see Jared McClain hit another, 7 3-pointers in a game, and they end up winning. But I think this is going to be trouble for Duke. I think Houston, they did dodge a bullet in that second round win over Texas A&M, but I think they're going to finish Duke off tonight.
We'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about the white elephant in the room there in Kentucky, KU. Is the only reason why Calipari's staying is because of the buyouts too expensive? Is that the only reason why?
I mean, that's a huge part of it. I do think at the very least it kept them from making a hasty decision, but it's unacceptable what they've done in the postseason. They haven't advanced out of the first weekend since 2019. They've got 2 of their worst losses in tournament history and their program history in the tournament, losing to St. Peter's in 22 and then this year losing in the first round to Oakland. And so, I never thought with the way Calipari started there, his first 6 to 9 years when he set the world on fire, and they were Final Fours, it seemed like every year, and winning the 2012 championship. I never thought we'd get to this point where they're ready to run them out of town. I had someone today. I knew of a UK couple who were supporters of Kentucky basketball that actually inquired about getting season tickets to the University of Louisville after they just named Pat Kelsey head coach because they're sick of Calipari.
Wow.
And that's like serious business here in Kentucky for that to happen.
Yeah, so, if you're losing boosters, that's not good.
Yeah, he's on the clock though. Next season, I mean, the buyout comes down a little bit more, and they'll find the money if there's another early exit next year. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that.
CL, enjoy the weekend, man. Thanks for the time as always. Hopefully we'll catch up with you when we get closer to the Final Four.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, he's a good follow. Check him out, CL Brown Hoops on Twitter X. Appreciate CL joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Wright Toyota. Well, coming up, the 2024 season is upon us. Who will emerge as the spring football, pro football teams and players of this newly emerging USFL, XFL? Does anyone even care? We're just going to give it a minute. Football at 50 next.
Check this clear.
Now this is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
J.K. McCarthy, he says, game manager, accept
exceptional management skills. Kirk Cousins is old, expensive, and not mobile, and he just got $45 million in Atlanta. J.J. McCarthy is young, cheap, and mobile. So Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings coach, who I think is going to go try to get McCarthy, he liked it.
This is The Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein. So keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A+ BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all, the collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Ping G730 and I530 irons. The G730 irons are Ping's longest and most forgiving irons, while the I530s fit golfers who want more distance in a player's design and are engineered for higher launch and more. Visit us in store at Van's Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale. Online at WrightToyota.com.
You're hot.
Remember Rock Me Amadeus?
Yes, I do.
By Falco.
Oh my gosh.
#1 hit on this day 38 years ago.
One-hit wonder.
And 87, 37 years ago, Hulkamania. I guess I'm told that this was probably the biggest crowd for a WrestleMania event when it was
93,000 in the Pontiac Silverdome, baby.
That's
WrestleMania
right.
3. You want to hear it? How about this? Hulk Hogan slams him.
What a scam.
Even though you know it's
What a
fake and
scam.
everything, you kind of go.
He slammed him. 520 pounds. He
It's
picked
a
him up and he slammed him.
Scam.
Now,
Suckers.
The physical feat was
Why don't
pretty
you
impressive.
buy a shirt? Why don't you buy a hat? You
Andre
know,
the Giant.
Waste hours of your time watching that fake
WrestleMania's
stuff.
next weekend, by the way. 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. Let's go. Very excited.
Are you really going?
I'm not going. It's in Philadelphia.
Oh,
I will
there's one here.
I will be watching. I will be watching over the weekend. Next
So is
weekend.
that appointment television for you?
100%. Yeah, it's like opening day for me. Opening day in baseball yesterday. I was all locked in all day for WrestleMania next Saturday and Sunday. I'll be locked in as well.
If that was WrestleMania 3, 37 years ago, what is it? What is it in Philly next week?
This is WrestleMania 40.
That's it?
Yeah, WrestleMania 40.
See, that's when UFC was great, when they just had a few fights.
They're prime fights.
Now it's like, what is it, 300?
300, but that's a span of 10 to 15 years.
Well, this is 37.
But you got to think there's
37 and there's 40.
There's different divisions though in UFC.
There's different divisions of WrestleMania. They're all fake.
But UFC's more popular than WWE.
Wasn't before.
It is now.
93,000 people in the Pontiac Silverdome, baby.
93,000.
Do you think UFC? You think the
fake,
UFC
that number, by the way?
Do you
It's not
think
really
UFC could get 93,000 in Pontiac Silverdome if it was still there?
If it was a top tier fight, yeah.
Probably not.
Could WrestleMania do it right now?
Well, they will. So they're doing this at Lincoln Financial, which is where the Philadelphia.
So that's 66,000.
And remember, they can also sell floor seats there because they're on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not a football game. So I think over the course of the 2 days, on next Sunday, they will announce probably over 120,000 for the whole weekend.
Wow.
That's amazing. That is just amazing. Well, it's kind of like pick your entertainment. Entertainment's whatever you like, whatever. It's
no, I get it.
fun.
I mean, I understand it. I liked it too.
Yeah.
Damn, we're just so stupid.
Who are the pop? Now you see more females involved now. So who are the popular females that are like up there?
We have a great contest for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Becky Lynch, who just wrote a book, going up against Rhea Ripley. Big time main event night one. The Rock is wrestling, teaming up with his cousin Roman Reigns to take on Seth Rollins and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. That last name should be familiar to a lot of people who like wrestling.
Who are the twins that John Cena was engaged in one of them?
Yes, the Bella twins, no longer in WWE.
Oh, then why watch?
Yeah, the Bella twins. Didn't they even do like a reality show with all that going on?
Yeah, Total Bellas was the name of it.
Let's move on. Football 50. For 12 straight weekends, Fox, ESPN, and ABC will showcase the XFL and USFL, which is now called the UFL. And 40 regular season games, I should say. And I was kind of looking at some rosters today, see if I knew anybody. Case Cookus,
yes,
he's going to be NAU quarterback. He is going to be playing for the Memphis Showboats. Scooby Wright, remember?
Scooby Wright
from Arizona and the Cardinals.
Yes.
He is playing for the Birmingham Stallions.
Okay.
But this is the one that I can't confirm he's on the roster because the story I had was about 2 weeks old. But Steve Kimes, probably most prize picked of all time. He's a one-time first-round pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
I know.
Is now going to be playing for the DC Defenders.
Who do you think, Jax?
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Robert Kimdichie?
Yep.
Kimdichie's
back.
He's back.
Yes. I mean, he spent time with the Cardinals, Dolphins, Seahawks, 49ers. He was a contributor to our show. We had him on. Well, he was scheduled every week, and we get him like every
3 weeks.
Yeah, and he was paid.
Yeah.
It was one of those deals.
Yeah, I think it was
terrible.
He was always missed because he was tending to his cats or something like that.
And then Christian Sam, the linebacker at Arizona State, he's playing for the Arlington Renegades. Manny Wilkins, the QB at Arizona State. He's with the St. Louis franchise.
Yeah.
And this one, interesting. Cade Warner, the wide receiver at Manuch's alma mater. Kansas State's playing for the San Antonio.
Good for him.
Squad.
Good for him. I mean, a lot of the people I'm aware of, Dave Bowler's the general manager at St. Louis. They tried to get a lot of these guys there, but it's kind of like the USFL used to be. Your territory is kind of designated where you can go. So I'm glad to see Cade's getting a shot to get back into some football.
So you got 8 teams, and like I said from the onset, Fox, FS1, ABC, ESPN, ESPN2. So it's going to be hard to find.
Spread the love out there, Rock.
It's like if you don't have cable, you're screwed. You got to have cable because there's no streaming for this.
What I always say, check your local listings.
Yeah.
You guys want to each pick a team based on the championship odds, and we can root for them throughout the course of this.
Yeah, I want Birmingham.
Okay, they are the favorites at plus 270.
Exactly. I did my homework. Birmingham.
I'll take the DC Defenders at plus 350.
Okay.
All right.
Where's St. Louis at?
Plus 490, third best odds.
Jax, we want.
What are the odds? Can you read them, Sean? I'm looking at the team names. I
come
don't know
on.
what the team names
So the
are.
All right, I'll give it to you. Michigan Panthers, DC Defenders taken.
Yep.
St. Louis Battlehawks.
Taken.
Well, I like
got
them. AJ McCarron. I'll do St. Louis.
I already took him.
Manuch just took them.
Just took him, man.
So it's the San Antonio. How do you say that?
The San Antonio Brahmas, like
Brahma-
a Brahma Bull, like the
Brahma
Rock at
Bull.
WrestleMania next
What the hell's
weekend.
a Brahma? It's a
That's
bull?
It's a stud bull, man.
All right. Memphis Showboats, Houston Roughnecks, the Arlington Renegades. So we need to adopt a team for our show. I think it needs to be the team that Case Cookus is on, or somebody that's got an Arizona connection.
Well, David,
like St. Louis, Manny Wilkins,
and David Bowles, general manager.
Who cares? Who's that?
He was.
Why do we root for a general manager?
He was Coach Snyder because he can help us out, get the players and what have you. That's for head
Get
coach.
players do what? Like we're not bringing anybody on.
Why would we?
Why would we? No one's going to be watching this stuff. This is another failed spring league.
Well, let me just check something. Arizona. No Arizona teams on the list there, Manuch. So
If anybody,
we have a UFL player on the show.
I would take
1
Kate
minute.
Warner. I would just because we
He'd be
take
great.
San Antonio because we'll get Kurt. But that's it. Kurt's worth more than any of these
I'm
guys.
game. Whoever you want to choose, we'll try to track a few of their guys down. Cade would be a great get from San Antonio. Does Dallas, the Desperados, do they not have a team? Dallas?
Nope. They're Arlington Renegades.
Arlington, okay. So that's the Dallas team, basically.
I don't know, man. I just
I'll
are they
tune in.
playing? Hey, shoot, I didn't look this up. But are they
Okay.
playing at just one stadium or two?
Oh, I don't know.
So remember they played in Birmingham all
Yeah.
their games.
Yes. Yeah,
How did,
USFL,
I'm sorry.
UFL, USFL. I hope the guys they're around for a while so guys can get some experience.
Football is courtesy of Arena Sports Grill. Check out Arena Sports Grill at
15.
62nd and Bell. Coming up, hour number 2, we'll talk about these D-backs. Tom Candiotti is going to join us. We're going to break down the Sweet 16 with sports handicapper Scott Spreitzer. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides their customers with results that exceed their expectations, with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at Wright.
I took the DC Defenders.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at g2gbar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations. Freeform Radio. Search Freeform Radio and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Doug Gottlieb here. March is here. That means Chick Days, planting your garden, and college basketball. Just like in basketball, every team needs its MVP. When it comes to team members who go above and beyond, Tractor Supply has the winning lineup. Our home team at Tractor Supply is excited to support your hometown. We're proud to be part of the excitement of college basketball tournament season, and our home team looks forward to serving your hometown. Because every day is game day at Tractor Supply.
Pack your bags and stay close to the fun at Days Inn by Wyndham.
Oh, I can't wait for our upcoming vacation.
Me too. It's time to get away.
Will you find us a hotel?
Yeah.
With comfy rooms?
Oh, yeah.
And free Wi-Fi?
Uh-huh.
Close to the action near all my favorite things, right?
Right.
Well, do you have an idea about where we can stay?
I have 1,500 ideas. Seize the days at over 1,500 convenient Days Inn locations and earn Wyndham Rewards points on every stay. Days Inn, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. Find your hotel at daysinn.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on the driver who treats the highway like a racetrack and the shoulder like a passing lane. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Replace your worn-out brakes and save now on Brake Best Select. Brake Best Select Pro are import direct brake pads and rotors only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The D-backs crushed the Rockies in yesterday's home opener, which included new franchise marks in the third inning when they sent 18 batters to the plate, recorded 13 hits, and scored 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. Second-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of fourth-seeded Alabama. The Wildcats finished the year with a 27-9 record. The Suns
Manuch
will need to battle Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder.
Nothing. It's gone to voicemail immediately both times.
Road trip following Wednesday's
Okay.
Denver and sit in 7th place in the West at 43-30, but are just a half game behind Dallas. I'm JD Haffron on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies, but some breezy conditions out there. We'll see those daytime highs in the low 80s. And then for tonight, dipping down into the mid to upper 50s with mostly clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
What'd you say?
Report is sponsored by Try the new limited
I
edition
had it. I
Orange
moved it
Dreamsicle Frosty at
because
Wendy's.
he
Try the
wasn't
new
calling
Orange
back. Hold on.
Dreamsicle Frosty at Wendy's. It's like walking down recent memory lane. To have Orange Dreamsicle
I have it.
Frosty in our timeline is truly something special. And
He's
we
there. He's there.
shouldn't let the moment pass
Yeah.
us by. And be quick. It's only available for
Nope,
a
I got
limited time.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch.
Do you want the Diamondbacks clip with it as well, or
right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price? Right Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at righttoyota.com. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
I mean, that ball, he sees it, it's in the middle of the plate at one point, and then see you later.
Candyman. The Candyman can.
Candiotti just continues to throw slower and slower every inning. Gravity's going to take over pretty soon. The ball's not going to make it to home plate.
An airstrike really. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Brenneman.
The Candyman can.
You're hot.
Doesn't get any better when it's baseball season and we can bring on Tom Candiotti and we get to play that open, the best open in radio. How we doing, Tom?
I'm with you, man. I laugh every time you guys play that. It's a killer, man.
Well, it's funny because, when we put it together a few years ago, you got Tom Brenneman and, and Brenly and just the voice guys, the guys that the play-by-play guys calling this stuff. And, did they play that song in the, when you played at all? When you were playing, did any radio station or even in the ballpark play it?
You know what? When I was pitching for the Dodgers for 6 years, I had to listen to Nancy B. Heffling on the organ playing the Candyman when I went out. And everybody was giving me such a bad time. I'm going, oh, man. I was almost I was the one guy that dreaded his walk-up.
Hey, Tom, how do you not hear that song and not be in a good mood after you hear that?
Totally.
I mean, you're just like the rest of the day. You're walking on air, right?
Then I'm in a good mood. Just like watching the D-backs score about 1,000 runs. That's me in a good mood, too. Was that crazy last night?
So what's crazier, the 4 back-to-back home runs last year or what you witnessed last night?
Oh, my God. I almost have to say last night. I never saw anything like that before. I mean, there's 5 guys that had 2 hits in that inning. Corbin Carroll, the only guy that didn't get a hit in the game. He walked twice in that inning. Perdomo was 1 batter away from getting 3 hits in 1 inning. I mean, it was just really crazy. And, talk about how hitting can get contagious. that was like an example of it. I mean, that was really, really amazing.
You know, I thought Torey Lavello explained it pretty well because you only had one home run in the game. That was Lourdes's in the first inning, right? But a lot of guys, as you know, Tom, you get 6, 7, 8, 9 runs up. You're swinging for the fences. He said that the plate discipline during those 18 batters of 14 runs, he was very impressed how guys were locked in. You had guys hitting dying quails. You had guys hitting fisters off the right field line. I mean, it was just nobody was really swinging for the fences per se.
Yeah, and I really think that's kind of the identity of this team. You know, I mean, it's running and getting on base, stealing, you know, first to third, you know, first to home, those kind of things. That's how we generate runs. That's how they did it last year. And once in a while, a guy like Lourdes or a guy like Walker, you know, they're gonna run into some, right? But there's no guys that are going to hit 40 and 50 home runs on this team. But there's guys that can hit the ball the other way. And it's, I don't want to say old school because I think we use that term almost too much, but it's, you know, it's baseball that keeps constantly putting pressure on the defense. And that pitcher that was out there, I mean, whoever they were going to throw out there, they just couldn't come up for air. It was like bloopers were falling in, you know, hard hit ground balls were going through the hole. You know, then a guy would run into one and just belt one into the gap. And it was just relentless all night long.
Yeah, Tom, last year we had you on several times talking about the runners in scoring position, the good old RISP. Not bad last night, 12 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Now, that might help that average a little bit this year, right?
That's just a ridiculous stat. I'm glad you told me that one. I hadn't heard that one before. But my goodness, that is just ridiculous. 12 for 15.
Yeah.
Think about that. Most of the time, you know, if you go 3 for 8, that's great.
Yeah.
But that is just an insane number.
Tom, I'm curious. It took a little while, but it's done. They finally made it official that they got their left-hander in Jordan Montgomery on a 1-year deal. How does this change this rotation now that you got 2 lefties with Eduardo Rodriguez in that mix?
My goodness, you know, here's what, you know, you've been down there. You're a player, former player, and so you know when all of a sudden your front office is in there to win too, and that just sparks everybody in the dugout. All the guys on the team, they know that they're going for it. They got a taste of it last year, and now they were a little bit short on starting pitching last year, and you know that's not the case as we stand right now. And once Montgomery gets, you know, his legs underneath him and he's able to go out there and pitch, and once Erod gets his legs, you know, his lat, you know, all fixed and he's ready to pitch, you know, this rotation has become very, very deep. And rarely also, you know, do you see the same 5 guys start all year too? You know, someone's going to get sore. They might need a start or 2 or whatever. But, you know, little things happen during the season. But now they have depth to go with that. And so they're set up really, really well now in that rotation.
You know, Tom, it's interesting you bring that up because when that hit Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, we wake up and we were all kind of like, wow, they signed who? They're going to sign who? And at that point, when you hear Mike Hazen talk about the cooperation, Ken Kendrick, who's had some tight purse strings the last several years, but that money they made obviously during the World Series run or whatever, that was like, okay, they're dialed in. I think for Diamondback fans, that proof is in the pudding right now when you're going out and spending that kind of money for that kind of talent.
You know, it's, as I said, you know, it's a beautiful thing when you know, ownership is bought into and they want to win just as badly as the players do. You know, that is like just a great sign. So, you know, I think that shows, you know, the whole D-back organization, the whole city, the whole community, you know, that they're going for it right now. They made it a sizable investment on just not on Montgomery, but really, you know, signing Gurriel back and trading for Suarez. And I mean, there's just, you know, you got Peterson, you got, you know, Grichuk, you got, I mean, and probably more are going to come as the trading deadline approaches also. I think everyone always needs bullpen help. So, but I'm really interested to see how Ginkel performs. You know, he's probably the guy that has like the best stuff down in the bullpen. It's like just an unhittable slider, you know, that he throws, and he still runs it up there 96, 97. And so, you know, this guy could close for a lot of teams. We said that last year. And now he's probably going to get his opportunity. And so I'm anxious to see how Kevin performs.
Tom Cagniotti with us here talking some D-backs. So when it comes to expectations for you personally, with all that you just said and the support of the ownership, is it win the division or wild card or bust, or what is the expectations that you have?
Well, when you listen to Torrey, the only thing he's worried about is the game at hand.
Okay.
And so he's worried about tonight, that's it, the old cliche. But I think the goal now, and it's been proven now over the last however many years, is just to get in. And it's not necessarily winning your division. I mean, look what happened to the Dodgers. Look what happened to the Braves. These guys that, all of a sudden had a sit a week. And when we played the Dodgers last year after we beat the Brewers, the Dodgers looked so flat. It looked like they were a step or two behind, and they almost looked like they were swinging like it was spring training. And you kind of lose that edge a little bit, I think. So I think the goal is just to get into the postseason and get hot, be playing hot, get hot at the right time, and then you can run the table.
I got to ask you a little bit about Blaze Alexander, the rookie, 2 for 5 last night, and to see that on Twitter, him getting the announcement he was going to be playing in the big leagues, very emotional, I think, for a lot of us to get that first opportunity, whatever sport, whatever league you're in. I can imagine your first call up as well, too, Tom. But talk to us about this young guy. You really didn't pay much attention about this kid during spring training. It was like, who is this kid? How would you describe his abilities?
Well, as we're going to spring training, you're trying to, in your head, you're really trying to do some roster construction, right? And, you're looking at, okay, what happens if, Perdomo gets hurt, for an extended period of time, not just for a day or two or whatever, but who's going to play shortstop? Ahmed is gone. Marte, yeah, he can fill in, but he's not a shortstop. You want to leave him alone. Who's going to fill in? And so when we watched Blaze Alexander in the spring, I said, okay, this guy's, he's got good feet. He's got an accurate arm. He moves really well. And the little bit that we saw him handle the bat, he was more of a contact hitter. He liked hitting the ball the other way. And maybe he's not driving the ball out of the ballpark or just, shooting the gaps, but he's getting little line drive base hits and played extremely well and won that job. I mean, it wasn't his. He had to win that. And so those are the guys that you get really excited for that, that put the work in, won the job. And then when you have a night like he had, that's icing on the cake.
So are you ready? I mean, I know one game's down. You got a few more left. It's a long season, Candy. Long season.
Right. 161 more. Right?
Oh man. Well, hey, you guys are great. We love listening to you, and we love having you on, man. Thanks so much for the time as always.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Tom Cagniotti joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Appreciate him making some time for us as the Candyman. What a hell of a knuckleballer he was. Brought to you today by Twin Peaks, 5 Valley locations. Great place to watch all the games, including the ones tonight. Twin Peaks, your sports headquarters for all the college hoop madness. Coming up, our Learner Row, one call. That's all our locks for tonight and this weekend. It's Roc, Manuch, and Jackson Shu here on Fox Sports 910.
Monday on the drive, will the Diamondbacks' domination keep up through the weekend? Can the Suns stay on track in the latest NFL draft rumors? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910 and your free iHeartRadio app.
Make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend at the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests during all 3 games. Plus a big screen smart TV will be given away during each game. 3 big ones. That's cash and prizes just for watching the games in the new showroom and sportsbook in Talking Stick Resort. And best of all, it's free. It's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
It's finally here, spring training baseball. And that means peanuts, popcorn, and sunflower seeds. And a stop at Venezia's Pizzeria after the game for some of our fan favorites, like pizza, wings, and calzones. Venezia's uses family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezias.com or on the Venezia's app right from your seat and pick it up on the way home. Always a home run with Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch. Only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
This March, Wendy's has some amazing deals on their hamburgers made with fresh, never frozen beef.
Like a juicy Dave's single for $1 and a fresh $2 Dave's double with in-app offer.
It's such a good deal, we wrote a little ditty about it. Get it for $1.
Dave single, order it neat. Dave single, get it for $1. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's official hamburger March Madness.
Limited time offer. Participating U.S. Wendy's. See offer details and redeem at Wendy's app. Account registration required. Fresh beef available in contiguous U.S. and Alaska.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Arizona's got to go quick here. Bradley, why not? Missed it. Clock ticks. And it's going to be the Clemson Tigers out of the ACC, headed to the Elite Eight. And that'll do it. This one's over. Connecticut is going to the Elite Eight. And the largest margin of victory in the Sweet 16 since 2017. Nelson to put him up 3, and he missed it. And it's game over. Alabama, the Sweet 16 is no longer sour. They advance to the Elite Eight for the first time in 20 years. And it's indicated that the game is over. Illinois is going to a regional final for the first time in 19 years. It'll be Illinois and the national champion UConn.
There you go. Your Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all brought to you by the 11th annual Lerner and Rowe Gives Back Charity Golf Classic. It's 27 days away on Friday, April 26th at McCormick Ranch. It's the 11th, as I mentioned. Raised over $1 million last year, and now they have partnered with Phoenix Children's to deliver a better than experience to benefit children in our community. So if you like to participate, there are a couple hole sponsors still available and a few foursomes, but it does sell out every year. And if you want more information, go to lernerandrowegivesback.org. That's lernerandrowegivesback.org. All right, let's get to it. Our locks of the week.
All righty. So get to our starting out from last week.
All right.
Manuch had Duke minus 12.5 against Vermont. That hit. I had James Madison plus 5.5 against Wisconsin. And Shu had Houston minus 23.5 against Longwood. Those all hit. And unfortunately, Rock, you had Charleston plus 9.5 against Alabama, and that did not cover.
Yeah, it kind of went off the board, man.
Bama's still playing, by the way, Rock, just in case you're curious. Bama's still playing in the tournament.
Yeah, okay. All right, go ahead, boys.
All right, I'll take mine first. I'm gonna say number 1 seed Purdue is my lock, minus 5.5 over. number 5 seeded Gonzaga. I think that this is one of those where reality meets the Zag, so to speak, and Purdue pretty much gets to roll, especially in that second half. So Purdue over Gonzaga as my lock.
Jax?
I'm going to go Creighton money line tonight against Tennessee. I think Creighton's more balanced. They've got a lot of veteran leadership, guys that have been there before, and I just think Tennessee relies too much on Dalton Connect. I like their money line, which is plus odds. Give me them to win over Tennessee.
Shoot.
I will be taking Marquette minus the 7.5 against NC State. I think the run ends here tonight, and the 2 seed in Marquette advances.
Man, I totally disagree with both you two guys. I got Tennessee over Creighton plus 3.5. I just think Tennessee had a better regular season, and I think that they're going to come and make a difference tonight. I just think that Creighton is, it's a reason why they're in a small school and a small conference. Wow. They're not in the SEC. So I will take Tennessee, but also I'm not giving up on NC State.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's a lot of points.
The magic continues, hopefully, but the Marquette's a good team. And they're both good teams. At this point, you had an 11 versus the 2. You just wonder. It's not. You know what? Those games last night came down to like the last 3 minutes of the second half, except for U of A. Hell, their first 10 minutes.
It came down to the end of the game.
I know, but it did. They had a chance, but I mean, it was the first 10 minutes. It kind of set them back. They had to scramble to get back into the last 3 minutes where they were up by 1 point there. But I mean, it was great basketball. A foul here, dumb foul there, and 1 missed free throws here. It just goes to show these young guys, they get a little unnerved at crunch time in these games.
The game that I'm kind of, really curious is Duke and Houston. Duke has covered 7 of the last 10 games, but this will be just the 3rd time all year that they are an underdog, and I think they may win outright.
It's going to be interesting to see if Houston can stay out of foul trouble, because last game against Texas A&M, like 4 of their 5 starters fouled out in overtime against Texas A&M.
Yeah.
If you play a good team like Duke, they're going to capitalize on that.
To that point, Houston got a little anxious. You kind of lost their poise, and A&M had a chance to come in there. But you're right. You get these talented guys, they think they can do whatever. Sure enough, A&M comes back, ties this bad boy up, goes into overtime.
I think a lot of attention today is on NC State because of their run, as well as Duke, Houston because of Duke being Duke, and then, of course, Houston and being a number 1 seed. But there's not a lot of dialogue on Gonzaga and Purdue. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of people that are sticking with Purdue to say, oh, no problem. They're going to take care of Gonzaga. They got the big guy, But you never know. Gonzaga is one of those teams that sometimes just surprises you.
Yeah, and I think Mark Few is a smart coach, too.
He's one of the best. 9 straight.
9 straight Sweet 16s.
Sweet 16s, yeah.
They played earlier in the Miami Invitational. I think Purdue won by 10, but they don't really have that big guy down low. They've had the Drew Timmies, the Chet Holmgrens, the Rui Hachimura, but they've got good guard play that can match up with Purdue. And I think if they balance better, and I think they shoot better than Purdue from that standpoint, and they can limit Edey, because Edey's going to get his own. He's going to get his 25, 20, 30 points. You can't stop a guy that's 7'4", but I think it's an interesting matchup. 5.5, another big spread, too.
Yeah, it is a big spread. But we're going to catch up with Scott Spreitzer in about 10 minutes, actually 6 minutes, and we'll get his thoughts on all of those games from a handicapper perspective. So if you are looking at these games, he will break them down when it comes to the spread and the over-under. That North Carolina game last night, that thing went big. And I believe the over-under was like, what, was it 160 or
yeah,
something?
it went over by like 20 points.
Yeah.
The funny thing was I saw 83% of the bets were on UNC. And they said, like, this one sportsbook came out, I think it was BetMGM, saying, please, Alabama win, or else it'd be a huge hit for them. And Alabama ended up winning, obviously. But a lot of people had UNC last night, and a lot of people had a lot of money lost.
Hey, you can still get in our fan pick'em. We have 3 games in one. So we had the overall bracket, we had a Sweet 16, and then we have the 4 games for next week. So fanpick'em.com. I'm just rolling, you guys. I mean, rolling.
You on a roll there, Rock?
Well, I got 112 points. In second place is 102. You and Gross. Then Jimmy B 100. Then Shoe 96. Shoe just took a big drop.
Yeah.
Jack's just in the cellar. Went with a lot of upsets.
I need Creighton tonight big time to get back in it.
Yeah, you need a big day, don't you?
My North.
I need Creighton because I have them as a Final Four team. Nobody else does, so that's
Do
why I can pick
you?
up some points. Yeah,
Wow.
so that's the one. That's the one thing I have left that could potentially get me back in the mix. But losing U of A last night and losing North Carolina did not help.
So it is our Twin Peaks Win 9-10 on 9-10 bracket challenge. This year we've teamed up with Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks Brewing. So again, 3 different tournaments going on in one. So if you're already in, good for you. Currently, I mean, like I said, I had 112 points, but currently first place is 126. And then you get a bunch of people at 122. Dean, our good buddy Dean from the University of Arizona, he's right there in second place.
JD, wow, the voice basically for U of A basketball and football. Speaking of Wildcats, boy, what a really rough first half that was for them.
I mean, they couldn't shoot.
They couldn't.
You know, you're sitting there watching them, and it was almost like that. What was the game? Goal. It reminded me, maybe because my heart was in it, because I really wanted them to advance. Sure. It reminded me of Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're shooting 5 of 28 from the deep, and that's the 3-point line. I mean, come on.
Well, I think they started to get a little anxious again that first half.
Firing them up.
6 turnovers first 10 minutes. Yeah. I mean, throwing the ball away, and then finally Tommy Lloyd just called the
interesting thing.
Relax, guys.
You're all about stats, and if you broke down the stats, you look at the box score, and you see the free throw line. They were up 16 points on the free throw line. That normally would mean a win.
You would think.
Absolutely.
Then you look at the 3 ball, only 17% from threes, and that pretty much killed them. Field goal overall was only 37%.
I know, that was the problem. You're shooting 37%.
It was like, they had, and all of a sudden you saw Clemson taking it to the rack, and I think that was impressive. They were going to the hole, hit a couple big shots. They got down, and then U of A got back in it. I was impressed. They got back. They settled down in that second half, got up by 1. You went, okay, they're going to make their run. And then Clemson comes right back. It's 2 big baskets right there after that run.
So I wonder what's next for Arizona. They had 5 seniors that were honored in their final game in March. And Keyshawn Johnson is out of eligibility, but the other 4 can return. You wonder with this whole transfer portal and the NBA draft process, who's gone? Love's obviously gone, right? He's not going to come back.
So.
He's got a senior.
But Larson, I mean, does he stay?
I think he might go to the NBA. I think he's projected first round, early second.
I think I think if they check out where they're projected versus what they could make in NIL money, where they come back, they can make $200,000 or $100,000, $200,000 down at U of A for another year or 2.
Well, isn't it different for the NBA? Because you can declare for the draft, but if you don't get selected, can't you go back?
Yes, true.
It's not like the whole NFL thing where it's an agent.
Yeah.
Once you get an agent, you can't go.
If you're a college kid, I mean, it's easy for us to say because we've already been through it, right? We've been in college, and we all would love to go back.
Sure.
I mean, I went back to get my master's because I want to go back
and go make money.
Yeah, but like Love, he can use his 5th year of eligibility, and if he came back, how awesome would that be? I understand it's hard not to go to the next level, but man, you're a real big fish in a little pond down there in Tucson.
He's not going to get drafted, so you might as well.
So
why would you?
That's another point
Why,
there too.
I mean, stay.
Go make some money.
Don't transfer. Stay. We don't want him transferred again.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, we'll catch up with Scott Spreitzer next. Can this Wolfpack continue its miracle run? We'll talk about that as well as all the other games as he breaks it all down next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here from Wright Toyota.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
The D-backs crushed the Rockies in yesterday's home opener, which included new franchise marks in the 3rd inning when they sent 18 batters to the plate, recorded 13 hits, and scored 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. Second-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of 4th-seeded Alabama. The Wildcats finished the year with a 27-9 record. The Suns are in Oklahoma City to battle Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder tonight. They're 2-1 on their current 5-game road trip following Wednesday's win in Denver and sit at 7th place in the West at 43-30, but are just a half game behind Dallas. I'm JD Hafren on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Introducing Carvana Value Tracker, where you can track your car's value over time. It might make you excited. Didn't know my car was valued this high. And it might make you optimistic. Our low mileage is paying off. Our value's up. But it will definitely make you an expert on your car's value. Visit Carvana.com to track your car's value.
Pack your bags and stay close to the fun at Days Inn by Wyndham.
Oh, I can't wait for our upcoming vacation.
Me too. It's time to get away.
Will you find us a hotel?
Yeah.
With comfy rooms?
Oh, yeah.
And free Wi-Fi?
Uh-huh.
Close to the action near all my favorite things, right?
Right.
Well, do you have an idea about where we can stay?
I have 1,500 ideas.
Seize the days at over 1,500 convenient Days Inn locations and earn Wyndham Rewards points on every stay. Days Inn, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. Find your hotel at daysinn.com.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Now, sports gamblers, Scott Spreitzer, one of the leaders and most trusted names in the country. Nobody watches and studies games more than he does. From DocSports.com, here's Scott Spreitzer exclusively on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
Roc and Manuch out here at Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price, Wright Toyota. And Scott Spreitzer joins us as he does each and every week to have some fun here. You can always follow him on Twitter, X at Scott Wins, and always at DocSports.com. Scott, how you doing in your bracket? Do you even fill out a bracket? Do you guys, or is that something that I should have asked you? Like, for instance, when you're in the profession, you don't fill out a bracket.
I actually do, just to have fun.
Okay.
with some folks. I went kind of chalky, but my teams are still alive. I've got UConn knocking off Houston for the national championship. So chalky, went with a couple of favorites. I think they're the 2 best teams. And I'll just say this real quick for next season, for those who wish to remember it that long. When you're filling out the brackets, do it in reverse. Pick your national champion and then go backwards from there. And it's helped me out in these brackets quite a bit to be able to still be in the running normally. You know, I'm not talking when there's 8 million people in a bracket for a network, but when you're doing brackets with friends, 25, 30 friends, best way to do it is start with your national champion and build backwards.
Love it. All right, we got 4 games to talk to you about, and let's start with number 11 seeded North Carolina State, number 2 Marquette. Marquette favored by 6.5. Of course, we know that North Carolina has been on a run. So, can the Wolfpack continue this miracle run, Scott?
Yeah, it's a big line, 7.5.
Oh.
Marquette, of course, favored. I'm kind of conflicted here. If I back Marquette, I've got to put my money on Shaka Smart deep in the dance, winning by 4 buckets or more.
That's not a comforting position. He's not had great success outside of, many years ago when he took a little school to the Final Four. If I back NC State, I got to back a team that before they went on that run of the ACC tourney was power rated 78th in college basketball with a 17-14 record. But I think taking the points is the way to go. I mean, the Wolfpack have been crashing the glass thanks in major part to Mohamed Diarra. I mean, no one can keep this guy off the glass. He's virtually an automatic 11 or 12 rebounds per night. And then the second reason would be Marquette feasts off turnovers. They create their offense off of turnovers. But NC State's 10th in the nation in offensive turnover percentage, meaning they don't make mistakes. They don't turn the basketball over. They've been that way all year. So I think those are enough positives to put a lean on NC State plus the points. And I'll give you a real quick player prop that might not be a bad idea. I mentioned Mohamed Diarra and his rebounds. He's had 12 or more rebounds in 6 straight games. He's averaging 12 points per game. There's a prop out there earlier today where you could bet Diarra to go over 8.5 points plus over 10.5 rebounds at plus 210, meaning for every $100 you bet, you get $210 back plus your 100. So I don't think that's a bad prop either, Mohamed Diarra.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the second game. Number 5 seeded Gonzaga taking on the number 1 seed Purdue. Last time I looked, it was minus 5.5, over under 154.5, Scott. How do you see this playing out?
I like the Boilermakers here, guys. I do like them to get the win and get the cover in this one. These teams, they met this year, they met last year, both times early in the season. And Purdue won both of those games by double digits. They beat them 73-63 early this season. They beat them 84-66 last year. And the Boilermakers held the Zags to 38 of 76, 50% two-point shooting, 15 of 60, 25% three-point shooting. And that's all the Zags have been able to muster against this team in 2 games. And we're talking about a Bulldogs team that is the 7th most accurate two-point shooting team in college basketball. They hit about 57% of their 2-pointers, and they could only muster 50% against Purdue in 2 games. So that takes away from that team. They can't shoot threes against Purdue. And if you look at what happened in those 2 games also, Purdue held the Zags to 4 free throw attempts in one of those games, 8 free throw attempts combined in the 2 games. They're 10th, Purdue, in free throw attempt to field goal attempt allowed ratio this season, meaning they don't put people on the free throw line. And you've got a Gonzaga team that's not too hot at drawing fouls as it is. So then you throw in also on offense, Purdue being the most accurate three-point shooting team in college basketball. And I think they get the job done again against Gonzaga. Zach Edey has dominated the Zags in both meetings. They haven't been able to figure out how to slow them down. So I like Purdue here minus the points.
All right, Scott Spricer joining us here, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Let's turn our attention to Duke and Houston. Duke is a super talented team. We know that. They've covered 7 of the last 10. This is just the 3rd time all year. They've been an underdog. So what are their chances tonight? Maybe to win outright.
Duke, what's that? Winning outright? Yeah, I was going to say Houston and Duke, they play at a deliberate pace. And, that's what we're going to see tonight. And Duke is decent on defense. We know that. And you mentioned the talent level. But they're nowhere near the level of Houston on the defensive end. Houston ranks 10th and 3rd in 3-point and 2-point defense, respectively. They're 2nd in block percentage. They're 2nd in steal percentage and 2nd in defensive adjusted efficiency. And when I say 2nd, that's the entire nation, 362 teams. They got away cheap. They got away cheap against Texas A&M. They watched a 74-61 lead disappear and have to win in overtime. I think that's a learning experience for Kelvin Sampson's team. And I think they take care of business tonight. So I think Houston minus the 4 spot isn't a bad idea.
Okay. All right, last one, number 3 seed Creighton versus number 2 Tennessee. Minus 2.5 right now, Scott, at least, and the over-under 143.5. Is this virtually going to be on somewhat of a pick 'em after it's all said and done at tip-off?
It's actually gone all the way up to 3.5 in a lot of books in the last couple of hours. So they're betting on Tennessee. Listen, I got to admit, I keep my heart out of it, but there is a little bias going back to my childhood years of growing up not too far from the Creighton campus and being a big Creighton Blue Jays basketball fan. But the bottom line is they came within 1 point of making the Final Four last year, the loss to San Diego State. And if Arthur Kaluma didn't transfer to somebody's Kansas State school in the offseason, the Jays, I think, are the team to beat right now along with UConn. If you look at 21 of the last 22 national champions, or close to that, it's 21 out of 22 or 20 out of 21. Those teams had a combined offensive and defensive adjusted efficiency rating of 40 or less. There were 9 teams before the tournament began that fit. There are 6 teams left. Both Creighton and Tennessee are in those 6. The teams that are out, Auburn, Arizona, North Carolina, they all fit that situation, and of course they're out. But here's the thing: Creighton is one of the most accurate teams from anywhere on the floor. They're underrated on defense. They don't put opponents on the free throw line. They're number 1 in the country in free throw attempts to field goal attempts ratio allowed. They don't foul. On the flip side, the Vols will put opponents on the free throw line all night long, and the Jays make over 78% of their free throws. The key to this game is going to be early on. If Creighton's starters can stay out of foul trouble, I think they cover this number and potentially win this game. I think this is a great game for in-game betting, because if the big man for Creighton all of a sudden gets into foul trouble early, a couple of early fouls, or one of their other key starters, they're going to be in trouble in the second half. So I lean towards Creighton, but guys, I'm going to be watching this game potentially for some in-game betting. If Creighton's in early foul trouble, I'm probably going to jump on Tennessee. If they're not in early foul trouble by halftime, I'll probably jump on Creighton throughout the second half. So, but again, from the starting point, the traditional bet, I lean Creighton plus the points.
Scott Spreitzer here from DocSports.com. Just I want to ask you something completely off base here a little bit, but are there any trends in baseball if a team has a 16-run output like the Diamondbacks last night, and then the game right after, do they tend to have less runs scored, or is it a trend to take the under, or do you take the over again? Is there any type of trend like that?
Well, I'll give you an automatic that used to be an automatic.
Okay.
And over the last couple of years, it's kind of evened out where it's almost 50-50, but a little bit lean for the team going the opposite direction. We had one that it didn't involve runs as much as it did hits. But when you get 16 runs, a lot of times you're going to go over 20 hits. Unfortunately, in this game, it did not. But if you get 20 hits or more in a game and the same 2 teams play each other the next day, and again, one of those teams had 20 or more hits, it was almost an automatic play on the under the very next day. And when I see teams getting 16, 17 runs in a game, it's not an automatic for me, but I tend to look to bet the under or bet against that team the next day with their team total, not necessarily bet against them for the game, but in their team total. So that is something we kind of pay attention to and look at. Of course, tonight it's going to be Quantrill and Kelly, and we've already seen betting on the over. The juice, it's a 9, but the juice is like minus $1.25 on the over, and it has come down a little bit as far as that juice. I still lean Arizona, but you got to lay minus 250. I think probably betting that on Arizona on the run line, which is minus 1.5 runs, is the way to go, because I don't trust Quantrill in the spot.
It sounds like history has proven it's kind of a scoring run hangover the next day for some reason. But to your point, Scott, it's proven over and over and over again. Like, guys are satisfied they scored 10, 12, 15 runs the night before.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's funny. It's just like when you see slumps in all sports. It's like in baseball. Why is it that every single batter goes into a slump at the same time when a team's lost 5 in a row instead of 1 or 2 guys in a slump? It's the same thing. And so it's kind of that quick turnaround. And you're right. All of a sudden, man, it's like these teams aren't able to score as much or even anywhere close to what they did the night before. But that hit angle, which was 20 hits or more.
1 minute.
And if the same 2 teams are playing the next day, you play the under. My gosh, I thought I was going to be able to retire on an island or on a beach in Tahiti by now, drinking Mai Tais, and it kind of evened out over the last few years, though.
Scott, great stuff, man. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.
Same to you guys. Take care.
Scott Spreitzer joining us, DocSports.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins. He is courtesy of G2G Protein Bars. You can win G2G Protein Bars for an entire year. All you got to do is text G2G to 59925. You can enter daily. That'll help increase your chances of winning. That's G2G to 59925. Standard message and data rate supply. G2G Protein Bars, now available in the refrigerated section in Costco. We are going to mix it up a little bit. Easter on Sunday, got some Easter basket randoms, Easter Bunny versus the Tooth Fairy, and Santa, plus the best Easter candy of all time. May surprise you. It's our random facts of the day next on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
People are interested in Caitlin Clark and her incredible shooting. It's must-see TV. If you're around TV and you love to see somebody put up a three-pointer a la Steph Curry kind of thing that made that a phenomenon. It ain't about women's college basketball.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Stop by any of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live every Thursday. Fan it up at Twin Peaks.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License NB092493. An equal opportunity employer.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings, Monday, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Well, if you're on the hunt for some Easter eggs for Sunday, we got you covered. We ventured out into the internet and turned up with some interesting holiday-related stats, facts, things like that, silliness, it's random facts, right? Americans are going to spend an estimated $22 billion on Easter. That's $177 per person.
We used to do that very easily. The kids were growing up. I can see that.
91 million chocolate bunnies are sold.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And then 78%, do you guys agree? You eat the ears first.
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Then it's the feet. And some weirdos go with the tail. I don't know.
I just work my way down from the top of the ears all the way down. Break it half at the
3
point.
and 4 parents plan on having the talk with their children about eating candy in moderation.
I could see that.
I never saw that stat on Halloween.
Either. Just you get so much. What do you like? Monitor. I know some parents monitored their basket.
Damn, I forgot. All right, Hallmark cards, 195 different ones this year.
Yeah,
gotta send my
Yeah,
Got my parents. Oh, all
Every
right,
year.
Get on that 1-800. According to a new study, the best place in America, believe it or not, is Pittsburgh to celebrate Easter. No idea why. Doesn't even tell me why. So anyway,
that's the city.
So if you have kids at a certain age or they have a sugar addiction, which you may have, you're probably going to go out on a candy run today or tomorrow for the weekend. So here's the ranking online of the best Easter candy of all time. Thousands of people weighed in on this list. Number 10 was the Hershey Easter Solid Milk Chocolate Bunny.
Very good. Very
Jelly
good.
Bellies
Yep.
came in at number 9. The regular ones are pretty good. Whoppers. Love the
Whoppers
Whoppers.
are
They
great.
came in at 8. Hershey's Solid Milk Chocolate Eggs, which are different than the Chocolate Bunny, came in at 7. Cadbury Caramel Egg was 6.
Very good.
Do not like this next one, the Cadbury Cream Egg.
Yeah, not a
Never
big
liked-
fan of that.
I wasn't either.
Not
That
a
was
big
a little
fan of
high.
that.
The Easter Pastel M&Ms. Never had those. I like regular M&Ms.
Yeah.
Chocolate Lint Gold Bunny.
The
Do you know what that is? The 3?
Not really.
Number 2, the runner-up, Cadbury Mini Eggs. The mini eggs.
The little guys. Yeah.
Yep. And the number 1, according to a big survey online, the Reese's Peanut Butter Eggs.
Pretty damn good, Rob.
Not bad.
They are pretty
Not
damn
bad.
good.
Hey, football at 50, the United Football League gets underway tomorrow. For the next 12 straight weekends, you will get to watch some football as the XFL and the USFL have merged for a little spring football, which was smart for them to merge. Let's see if they can turn it around and make some money off of it. But it will be on Fox, FS1, ABC, ESPN, or ESPN2. So if you don't have cable, you might be able to live stream the UFL games through an HD antenna, like something you can buy off of Amazon.
It's just kind of like if you want to watch it, check your local listings. Where do I find this, and this? I'll tune in once in a while. If I'm doing a little channel surfing on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, there's more going on a Saturday night, but I'll take a look at it. See some of the rising stars, or some of the folks you talked about. Cade Warner playing for San Antonio. Manny Wilkins, former Sun Devil quarterback, tried out in Green Bay. He's no longer there. So there's a Case Cookus, former NAU quarterback. There's a few familiar names in there that I think fans will kind of take a look, see if they can make their comeback, their foray back to the National Football League.
So I posed this question to Tom Candiotti at the top of the hour. What is bigger in your mind? The 4 back-to-back home runs that the D-backs had last year, or what you witnessed last night with that big inning with all those runs?
Tough. I don't know. What they did last night is just, that's an anomaly. 18 batters, 14 runs, no home runs. On top of that, I would probably cite, because we haven't seen that since 1900. They were tracking records. I'll go with the 14 runs in one inning. I mean, that was just. And
I don't know.
Gurriel was one hit away from having 3 hits in an inning.
It's against the Dodgers, though. 4
Chick
runs.
like the long ball.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they hit 4
in
a row.
Yeah.
Technically 5, because one was a foul ball.
That's true.
So they had to reset, and then I forget who it was. Sent it to left field.
Moreno, I think
right after it was Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno.
I don't think you could top that.
That's pretty
the snobby Dodgers and
yeah.
14
14 runs is huge.
Yeah.
But once the train fell off the track, it's like it could have been 30 runs.
Sure.
And that was to head to the NLCS against the Phillies.
I don't remember when
because
it
they
was.
they went 3-0. That was the third game. They beat the Dodgers and moved on. Everyone was saying about the World Series.
To your point, Jack, maybe because it was the Dodgers and just, that's funny. You remember that foul ball that Moreno hit, came back, hit another one. Just
I was there. I was at the game.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was at the game.
Oh,
with
man.
nosebleeds.
The fan had to go nuts.
Shu, would you like to participate?
I mean, it's clearly what they did last night. I mean, I
What do you mean clearly?
I think it's clearly what they did last night, because you come off of a World Series appearance that you probably shouldn't have been in, right? You barely get into the playoffs with 84 wins. You struggle down the stretch. You go through this magical postseason run. You get to the World Series, but you fall short. Then you spend a ton of money this offseason, more than you probably have ever spent in the history of your franchise. You put a lot of eggs in the basket, like a little Easter pun there for you for 2024, and you hope and you are rolling the dice that you can recapture that magic. And in the first game at home, opening night, in front of the world, you say, yep, we are exactly the same team the way that we finished 2024 with a team that was able, or 2023, a team that was able to make a postseason run. So to me, what this could potentially mean from a morale standpoint is why I would take this over the 4 home runs.
And then in Gurriel, first pitch, 2-run homer in that first inning on top of that. Yeah, that's
3.
That's tough. I mean, you just but 14 runs 1 inning, guys. I mean, that's phenomenal. But the impact that you're bringing up here, Jackson referenced to the Dodgers and where it was and how it was, that type of thing. Hey, they're both incredible. But I kind of side with you on that, Shu. I think I'm pretty much at 14 runs in 1 inning and 18 batters.
Entertainment value, the 4 home runs for me, just because the entertainment value.
That's kind of a wow factor.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
It was the dagger in the game. It was around the 3rd or 4th inning, and it happened, and you could see the life of the Dodgers fans just crumble. It was awesome.
I think they had something on the other day. They're talking about at the beginning of the season where the Dodgers hit like 5 home runs in one game going back several years. I think it was like mid-late 90s or something like that, that they were talking about consecutive home runs or home runs in 1 inning type of thing, back to back to back to back. But it was, I mean, that is, you're right, Rock. People love the long ball, the excitement, the enthusiasm, where a lot of folks are. They're both phenomenal.
If you're witnessing that in person,
that's pretty.
I mean, I'm not taking 14 runs away either, but just the fact that it's just going out of the park, and it's going out 4 times. I don't know how you can top that.
Yeah,
but I understand Shu's point coming off the World Series. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I just remember us just talking about that. Like, that is one of the coolest things that ever happened in sports.
Yeah,
it's for that to happen,
and the magnitude of it and what that meant. In I guess the Diamondbacks' rival, that being the Dodgers, type of thing. So, hey, they're both phenomenal. I mean, just to see what we saw last night. 49,000 people with the second largest crowd they've ever had at that facility. Roof's open. You got Kurt Warner throwing the first pitch out to Randy Johnson last night as the first pitch. I mean, it was electric. And for them to have that coming off that great year was pretty special.
I do like their new open in the stadium. When you see on the board, every team does that intro.
Yes,
they really did a really good job on that. Hey, make plans to join us next weekend. We'll be out at Talking Stick Resort in the new showroom, which opens officially on Wednesday of this week. And we are doing what we typically do on Monday night football at Casino Arizona, where we're doing the contest where we will have free props. So how that works, when the first free throw, we pull out a name and you win money. We're also going to have squares. So you'll have squares in the first half and second half. So 2 ways to win each game. So we're doing that on Saturday. At halftime at both games on Saturday, we're giving away a 75-inch big screen TV, smart TV. We're going to do the same thing on Monday for the championship as well. So we hope that you get a chance to join us next week. Hour number 3 is coming up next. Roc and Manuch.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews. And year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
iHeartRadio wants you to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers live on their Unlimited Love Tour in the city of your choice. We'll handle everything, including a special VIP package that includes limited edition tour poster and commemorative concert tickets. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Alt Radio for a chance to win. Tickets at livenation.com.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional self-care splurge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
I can try to find it, yeah.
Tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just come.
Well, I can't take it out of the system, so I have to find the raw file, so it might take me a minute.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell. Shut down.
Now open in Rocky Point.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, Monday from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The D-backs crushed the Rockies in yesterday's home opener, which included new franchise marks in the 3rd inning when they sent 18 batters to the plate, recorded 13 hits, and scored 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. Second-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of 4th-seeded Alabama. The Wildcats finished the year with a 27-9 record. The Suns are in Oklahoma City to battle Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder tonight. They're 2-1 on their current 5-game road trip following Wednesday's win in Denver and sit at 7th place in the West at 43-30, but are just a half game behind Dallas. I'm JD Hapron on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the mid to upper 50s. And then for your Saturday, windy conditions, possibility of some blowing dust here in the valley with those daytime highs right around 81 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, you need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Arizona's got to go quick here. Bradley, why not? Missed it. Clock ticks. And it's going to be the Tigers out of the ACC headed to the Elite Eight.
And that'll do it. This one's over. Connecticut is going to the Elite Eight. And the largest margin of victory in the Sweet 16 since 2017.
Nelson to put him up 3, and he missed it. And it's game over. The Sweet 16 is no longer sour. They advance to the Elite Eight for the first time in 20 years.
And it's in the game. The game is over. Illinois is going to a regional final for the first time in 19 years. It'll be Illinois and defending national champion UConn.
That's right. Alabama, Clemson, Illinois, and UConn all advanced to the Elite Eight. Got 4 more games tonight, headlined by the number 1 seeds of Purdue and Houston. So we saw some upsets last night with the first number 1 to go down in the tourney as Alabama shocked North Carolina by 2. How about number 6, Clemson? They followed suit with a 5-point win over number 2, Arizona. And then you had number 3, Illinois, edging number 2 seeded Iowa State. They beat them by 3. And then UConn was all over San Diego State, beating them by 30. So tonight it continues with some really good games as well. I think a lot of the games, for the most part, just looking at the spreads and looking at what we've been doing all day with Scott Spreitzer and our locks and everything like that, should continue to be a great evening, starting just after 4 o'clock. As 11-seeded NC State, they seem to be not necessarily Cinderella, but they've been kind of on a hell of a run as they take on number 2 Marquette. That's in Dallas. And then 5-seeded Gonzaga, they got number 1 seed Purdue. And then later on, the second games, you got Houston and Duke. And then lastly, the nightcap will be Creighton playing number 2 Tennessee. So the winners will move on the Elite Eight, which of course will take place tomorrow and Sunday.
That Duke-Houston game, I think that's probably the premier game when you look at both of these going at it. Houston, can they I would say bounce back after basically struggling that last game and coming back and winning that. Duke, very controlled offense, pretty much controlled as far as that's concerned. But Houston, the way they can put points up on the board, that's going to be one of those kind of games you go, will that go down the wire? Will Houston blow the doors out? And then Purdue and Gonzaga, as the Scott Spreitzer broke down earlier, Purdue's had their way with Gonzaga, 5.5 with 4.5 point favorite now. But NC State seems to be the darling right now, or their team trending as that 11 seed. Can they hold their weight and take care of business against Marquette? It's those last, besides the UConn game, winning by 30, it's those last 2 or 3 minutes that pretty much come down in the Sweet 16 Elite Eight and heading into the Final Four, where you see there are a lot of mistakes, mishandling the ball, dumb fouls, and ones that get team, and then free throws. We talked about U of A and some of the team missing free throw opportunities that you go, okay, if they had made 4 out of the 8 that they missed, they could have been in that game. So I think basic fundamental basketball at the end and being smart with the ball seems to be the key when you watch a lot of those endings last night.
Suns tonight in Oklahoma City. That game will tip off at 5 o'clock. Currently, they're 2-1 on this current 5-game road trip after they beat Denver the other night. They currently sit 7th in the West at 43-30. They're just a half game behind Dallas for 6th. Big game. Every game counts moving forward. Let's just see if that win over Denver can hopefully kind of get them into some consistent mode. But personally, I just think we know what this team is.
Sure.
And I think that's what we're going to see in the playoffs.
I would agree, Rock.
If they get there.
And the play-in, if they can just get hot, get in and get hot and find that chemistry. But you got a high-scoring Oklahoma City Thunder team averaging 120 points per game. Of course, the Suns are averaging 116. But, again, you have a team averaging 120 points a game. The Suns had some defense the other day. They were helping out. They had the energy. They had the want to. And without Nurkic as well, too. So Nurkic right now is questionable. Looks like everybody's pretty much good, at least the starting 5, aside from Nurkic. So, again, all hands on deck. You can't afford to miss out these 9 games left to go.
And Yotes playing right into the draft as they've done the last few years. Last night, Logan Cooley had his first career hat trick as the Yotes crushed the Predators at Mullet 8-4. Yeah, 8-4. As Clayton Keller, he had a goal and 3 assists, and they've now won 2 in a row and 5 of their last 7. And they beat a really good Nashville team who came in 16-0-2. How about that?
So they're making this like they did last year, to your point, and then they're making this. We're at 5 out of 7. 2 more weeks to go. Whether they lose or not, I guess it's not going to really improve their position right now, Rock, as far as their draft is concerned. And what the top 3 or 4 are really the only Well, not that their first round pick isn't cream of the crop. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but this
top 2 or
draft's not
3.
as heavy as has
Yeah.
been, at least according to the pundits
Yeah.
that follow hockey, junior hockey, which I don't, so I can't expand on that. They got the Rangers tomorrow. And then, of course, the D-backs, we saw what they did last night, 16-1, set a new franchise record in the third inning with 18 batters to the plate, 13 hits, and 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start game 2 of this 4-game set against Colorado at Chase Field. Those are your headlines brought to you by the CAZ Sports Bar. We're there every Monday. The Sportsbook is in Casino, Arizona. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all the betting lines. It's a really cool place. Check it out for yourself. Open daily. Tomorrow, Take the Points will be there from 11 to 1 right after Backspin, the golf show. What do you got going on tomorrow? What are you guys working on tomorrow?
Yeah, me, Mike Gross. We had Marco D'Angelo. Then last second he called out because he's on vacation. But we're gonna break down the.
How
Elite
does a
Eights.
handicapper take vacation in March? During March Madness.
Exactly. I was going to say that during March Madness.
It's a good question.
Taking a vacation? Wow. You think he'd be, 24/7, 365 this time of year?
But yeah, we'll talk March Madness, talk a little MLB, NFL draft odds are going up and down because no one knows who's going to get picked 1 through 4. The Cardinals going to trade out of it. What quarterback's going to go up to? So we'll break that all down 11 to 1.
On a national level, talking some NFL, the Eagles, believe it or not, are trading pass rusher Hassan Reddick, the former Cardinal. He is heading to the Jets for a 2026 third-round pick that could actually get elevated to a second-round pick. According to ESPN, the 2026 pick becomes a second if Hassan Reddick has 67.5% play time and has 10 sacks or more. If not, they get the third pick. Love when they do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they would trade him away. Maybe they feel
He's a huge Philly fan favorite. He played at Temple. They love him there.
Yeah, that's surprising. Maybe there's something more to that we're not aware of. Trade him away. It's a good pickup for the Jets.
Great
pickup. A guy, rush in.
Jets go to Super Bowl this year.
Aaron Rodgers.
If you talk to any Jet fan,
Aaron Rodgers is coming back. They'll be a much improved team. That's for sure. By the way, have they traded away one Zach Wilson yet?
I think he's staying.
Well, if they can't get what they want, they can hold on to him. Where's he going to go?
To UFL.
Well, we've got it. Then
2 minutes.
They're obviously. Who's their other backup out there as well?
Woody Johnson, I thought, came out and said that they're not going to trade him.
That's what I'm saying.
Tyrod Taylor.
Taylor.
What he said was that if they are unable to trade him, that he would stay on the roster. That is
so
what
they
Woody
can't
said.
find a place, right?
Yeah.
They can't find a partner.
Yeah, that they would not cut him outright. That was the big thing that Woody said. And yeah, Tyrod Taylor is the backup quarterback for the New York Jets in 2024.
Poor guy.
Well, it's tough. There's you throw them in the fire, and early, they're not used to it, not ready for it.
Can't think of a worse place to play.
Well, there's scrutiny is amazing.
That's what I mean. It's just got to be so tough.
Instead of 4 or 5 guys at your locker, you got 25 guys at your locker after every game. I mean, just
with the Bergen County Journal or whatever the hell it is. I mean, there's so many media outlets out there.
It's part of the deal, man. You in New York, whether you're with the Giants or with the Jets, just part of dealing with that scrutiny. And basically, you just ignore the noise. I've had many guys that have played. I remember Mark Gastineau was playing there with the Jets for many years. I said, what's it like to be in New York? He goes, you can't believe it. He said, after games, we understand there's 20 or 25 guys after a game. He said after every practice, there's 20 or 25 guys at your locker.
Shoot, you've been kind of quiet today.
Okay.
It's because your Mets are already out of it for the year?
No, that has nothing to do with my mood today.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not happy with the way the game went today, and I'm not happy with Rhys Hoskins.
I mean, wasn't there like a bench-clearing brawl or something?
I'm not particularly happy with Rhys Hoskins sliding to second base, but other than that, no, it's 161 more of them. We'll be all right.
Okay, all right. Just got we're worried about you.
Shoes wearing his Mets hat today, too.
Yeah, I have my Met hat on. Yeah, I'll show the stream. I got my Met hat on. I have my Met shirt on underneath my Fox Sports 910 pullover. Yeah, it wasn't a great start to opening day, but, hey, this is what it is.
A brawl in New York? That's good.
I mean, it was a brawl is I think a very strong
bad headline. Bad headline
word. There was a A meeting. There was a meeting. The bullpens kind of were in like the deep part of the outfield, but they never actually got into the infield. And the two teams were out there kind of, chirping at each other. But I don't think there was really any like fighting that occurred.
That is so like ridiculous to see.
I know what's ridiculous. Yesterday, I'm watching the Arizona game, and they had the Cub game on. Seeing Craig Counsell as the skipper for the Chicago Cubs is so weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I was watching the game. My daughter had softball practice, and so I had the game on the ESPN feed, and they cut to the dugout at one point.
Yeah.
I saw him in there, and I was like, you don't belong in there.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, wait, you actually are the Cubs manager. I forgot.
You saw the same thing I saw. They cut to him in the dugout. I'm like, that just doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work at all. From a Diamondback to, the skipper of the Brewers to the Cubs, the huge rivalry between those two. Anyway, hey, Jackson's going to look back as well as Shu to the week it was. Give us his sound bites. It's Jax and Shu's Rewind next here on Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Crash on the Santan, eastbound 202 at the Alma School Road off-ramp blocking the right lane. You'll find a crash on 48th Street in Broadway, one in the West Valley on 75th Avenue in Bell, and a crash 107th Avenue in Olive. That's a serious wreck there.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
We all know the best offense is a good defense, so it might be time to schedule that vasectomy. Lots of sports betting goes on in March, but your safest bet is to schedule your vasectomy. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
In Sweet 16 action, 11th-seeded NC State aims to keep their Cinderella story alive tonight in Dallas when they go up against 2nd-seeded Marquette. 2nd-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of 4th-seeded Alabama. They finished the year with a 27-9 record. The D-backs crushed the Rockies in their home opener yesterday. Merrill Kelly will get the start tonight. And in the NBA, the Suns visit the Thunder. I'm J.D. Halfren.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Tractor Supply.
Doug Gottlieb here. Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
case you missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jack puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jackson's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
All right, every week we have an opportunity to turn the keys over to Jax and Shu to kind of rewind the week that was. And Shu, I'll ask you first because you're part of this.
Okay.
Grade going in? Just what are the
4.5.
expectations today?
4.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4.5.
So it's because it's a good Friday. A lot of people are leaving work early, so our listenership's not as high as it normally is. So we don't have the good stuff, or we were on our A game, so there wasn't that many mistakes this week.
I think if you would like to look at it that way, you are more than happy to do that on a Friday.
Notice I just throws right back at
love
us.
you, Shu.
Right back at him.
Yeah.
Listen, it's your show. Your name's first. You think about this however you like.
It's what I expect from somebody from New York. He just lays it out there.
Yeah.
Just gets me.
Facetiousness oozes.
I love it.
Out of the
I
New
love
Yorkers.
it. All right, Jax, bring it.
Well, so I don't know how I feel after that low rating. Like if I'm going to either exceed
Well,
expectations or people are kind of just going to be.
It's all in the delivery then.
You're right.
Yeah. So
This-
bring it.
This first one.
See if you learn anything, Montana. Let's go.
Manuch always makes fun of Jimmy B because Jimmy B puts all these stories on what he did, and you can't look it up. And Manuch always makes fun of him for doing that, even though he does it himself. And in this clip, he tells us about his new talent and something that he is excelled at and that he's good at, and that's skating.
Which sports athletes has the greatest athletes? Who would that be? Is it NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball, or is it NFL? Currently, NFL 40%. Second is NBA 36.7%, NHL 20%, Major League Baseball 3.3%. NFL has spoken. Thank you.
What percentage of the NFL was?
It's at 39.4%.
And what is hockey?
Hockey's 18.2%.
Damn.
Yeah.
How many accounts do you have to be able to vote?
I don't have any. I got one. Just me.
You got other emails.
Yeah, I bet you're the
guy casting all the ballots.
Nope, not me. I don't have access.
The question wasn't phrased correctly to our argument.
Which sports athlete has the
What is the
greatest
tough? It should have been what's the toughest sport to play?
Then NFL blow that away too.
No, it wouldn't. The hockey would.
Oh,
Yeah.
please,
Toughest sport to play.
Yeah.
Can you skate?
Football.
Can you skate, Manuch?
I skate a little bit. Yes, I
You
can.
were just like you played a guitar. So it's like that's such BS.
My kids played hockey for about 3 years. I skated with them. A little bit. Yeah, I
What,
skated.
figure skating going around the
no.
pond?
Regular skates, over at the old Thomas rink many years ago.
Oceanside. I mean,
we skated there too as well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Also rollerblade. Rollerblade.
Let me throw this at you.
Christown Mall.
So,
skate, I
so
skate.
our conversation was, in a lot of different variations, was, who are the best athletes?
Football.
And you say football.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: you take your top 3 best athletes, okay, ever to play football,
okay,
and I'll take my best ever, let me say, hockey players.
Okay.
And we switch sports.
Okay.
Could your 3 do what the hockey guys can?
Probably. Yeah.
Come on.
Jerry Rice.
All right, let's not
Jerry
do,
Rice,
let's not,
Payton.
you can skate. All right, let's say that's a little bit too extreme.
Yeah.
Let's say basketball.
Sure.
I get my 3 best basketball players to your best football players, and we switch.
How many?
And you know darn well that would not be even.
You know how many dual sport athletes are in football that played basketball, Rock? Many outstanding. Played basketball, played
Fair.
baseball. I can go on and on and on. I mean, that's an easy
Disagree.
transition right there.
I mean,
Big
let's
easy
pick a sport no one can play. You're talking best athlete, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's play pickleball. I guarantee my best 3 basketball players or hockey players would do better than your best 3 football
Do you
players.
think they can handle Larry Fitzgerald on a pickleball court?
Yeah. Have you ever seen him play?
I heard he's pretty damn good.
Well, you heard. You haven't seen him, though. How
Yeah,
do you know?
I'd say.
What do you grade? What do you
hand-eye
compare him to?
quickness.
Do you know somebody, a professional pickleball player that you could compare him to that he's that good?
Handness.
There's no like John McEnroe or Jimmy Connors or anybody like that.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, hockey,
quickness,
hockey,
all the
hockey,
whatever.
Dude, I was at Yotes game. I was at Yotes game yesterday, and I was thinking about our conversation. I'm talking to three guys next to me.
Yeah.
They're like, "Your partner played in the NFL, and he thinks they're better athletes than what we're seeing right now on the ice, and how fast they're going, and how they're switching from going on the bench, off the bench, and
fast, quick, make cuts, hit somebody, block somebody,
make cuts,
catch.
play 11 minutes.
There's a multitude of many more things that the NFL guys
If we
do.
polled everybody here in Wright Toyota, they would all agree that hockey players are much better athletes.
Is the argument that they do more in football? Is that the argument?
You play one position.
No, hold on.
No, you
Manuch,
do.
is the argument that they do more things in football than they do in hockey?
Absolutely.
Then explain baseball to me, because a pitcher does way more in baseball than anybody on the football field does.
Catches, and he throws the ball.
No,
covers first base. They don't hit anymore. So that there's a DH. They don't hit anymore.
Okay.
So what more is a pitcher going to be?
Manuch, I'm going to say something that you're going to hate, but it's 100% right, and I believe the other two gentlemen on the show are going to back me up. It is much harder to be a pitcher in baseball than it is to be a quarterback in football.
Absolutely wrong. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
seriously?
I agree with that because
whoa. Time out.
It's success too.
Time out. So you gotta. So there's a pitcher that's got
all by
five linemen coming after to knock him down.
Yeah, but he's got five guys blocking for him too.
You got to think. You got to react.
You got a running back, fullback blocking.
Sure, you would never win that argument. Quarterbacks.
You won the argument.
No, he didn't. Think, react, throw, make plays on the run, adjust. There's like 25, 30 different
things. But you have 10 more people helping you.
Okay, you got to get the ball to him, right?
Okay, but you have 10 people helping you.
Okay.
A pitcher doesn't have anybody helping.
Okay, but pitcher doesn't have to. He thinks about whatever
he's
pitch.
throwing 100 miles an hour.
Okay,
do you know how hard it is to throw a slider? Do you know how hard it is to throw a curveball? You don't just do it. You like it. There's I
did it. I was
an
a
art
pitcher.
to it.
I understand. I did that. Been there and done that. Pitch. I played
I
baseball.
guarantee you, Manuch, if you would have went the baseball route, you probably would have went farther.
Who knows? I was a first baseman shortstop.
You were a hell of an athlete, weren't you?
I was a hell of an athlete.
But that's why you would have went farther as a baseball player.
The quarterbacking is the hardest
it's not.
position in all of sports, period.
Oh,
there's 30 things you got to think about. There's 5 or 6
I would take a catcher over a he's the quarterback.
Let me ask you this, Shu. How many guys are looking to hit that pitcher? Hit him, physically hit him and knock him down.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
I said
I
it's
know what you
harder
said.
to be a pitcher than it is to be a quarterback.
Wrong. No, that's just there's no way. It is proven. I've heard people polls after polls, quarterbacks. By far.
Show me one.
You got 11 to 90 different things you got to do physically, mentally, and all the above. There's no way.
I think what you're missing on this is you think we don't respect the position.
No,
we
I
respect
know
the
you
position.
do.
But I'm just saying, and I always continue to say this, is it's 11 minutes of full action in football. That's it, okay? And a quarterback has 2 players right in front of him and the whole line.
Okay.
Giving him the time to throw that football to multiple people.
Sure.
A pitcher's got one job,
Okay.
and that is to get it over the plate.
So the quarterback's got to read who he throws it to. He's got
he's got somebody in his ear telling him.
Got people.
You got these earpieces now.
he doesn't.
You got a guy, you go do a 10 button hook.
He's got people that want to destroy him. They actually hit him after he throws the ball. He's got to do these other things. Be ready. Be mentally prepared. All the above. There's no way, Shu. You're all wet. Shu, have you ever played quarterback?
Actually, I have. Yeah,
I have too.
Oh, okay.
I was always steady quarterback with Nerf. It's easy.
I played ball.
I played both. I played both sports growing up.
Yeah. No, there's no way. Hey, I respect pitchers, but quarterback by far the hardest, toughest.
I just wish
in any sport.
I just
period.
I would love to talk to the non-quarterbacks about.
Yeah,
this.
it's just the bias just oozes
it
through
oozes,
everything because football's always the answer to every question we ever ask
right.
on the show.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's where
best
where
sport.
Put some pads on.
By the way, I'd like to upgrade my 4.5 now. This is now a 6.5 at least so far.
All right, Jack.
All right, well, we'll play this last clip. We'll save the other one for next week. This is perfect because to the whole us 3 against Manuch, this is another part of the show this week that Roc roasted Manuch. So we all love a good roasting.
Yeah, I think everybody has different habits when it comes to watching sports, and Jack says his, I have mine. Manuch, you really don't watch much. It's obvious from the show. The show.
I don't watch any.
All Manuch does is looks at the stats in the box score. He's the king of box scores.
I am on there watching.
Dude, you're not.
I do
because you're not. You're doing what Jack says. You can't bitch at Jax for not watching it live.
I tape
because
a lot
you
of
watch everything tape delayed.
Yeah.
You never watch it because you're
tape
training
it,
quarterbacks.
I'm taping it, and I'm going to YouTube, and I've got my avenues of making sure I check them all
See,
out.
I don't do that. I gotta watch
it live.
I hate it. Because you already know on your phone who won.
Yeah.
So
What the hell's wrong with taping games?
it because you're watching a game where you already know what the outcome. So it influences your way of watching the actual game. It does.
I got to go back.
If you know that the Cardinals just beat the Cowboys and you haven't seen any of it, but you know they beat them 27-17, your whole state of mind watching the game is different.
How did they beat him? You got to watch how they beat him.
Well, somebody already told you because you read the headline.
No, I did. No, I watched.
So and so ran for so many yards and this many catches.
The Cardinals game. I tape Suns games. I don't take any of the hockey stuff. That's for sure. But I will say I got to go back and figure out how you watch them. You got to look at the nuances. How did that team win? How did they do this? How did they do that? Yeah, I don't mind because I can go through it quicker and I can break it down quicker. Tape a thought.
I don't know how you can't agree with it. It's different watching a game if you don't know the outcome.
That doesn't mean if I know
it's got to influence the way you watch the game.
No, it doesn't. How did they do it? How did he do this? How did that guy do that? How did he catch that? What was
the outcome? It's a team sport. You want to know if they won or not won.
I get that, but how did they win? What were the things that they did to win that football game? So there was no roasting there. It was, I had to just tell you.
Some blogger just told you because you read his thing online.
You know, those bloggers, right?
Mike Adris, the former NAU basketball, he's going to save the show next.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The D-backs crushed the Rockies in yesterday's home opener, which included new franchise marks in the third inning when they sent 18 batters to the plate, recorded 13 hits, and scored 14 runs. Merrill Kelly will start Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. Second-seeded Arizona's season came to an end last night at the hands of fourth-seeded Alabama. The Wildcats finished the year with a 27-9 record. The Suns are in Oklahoma City to battle Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder tonight. They're 2-1 on their current 5-game road trip following Wednesday's win in Denver and sit at 7th place in the West at 43-30, but are just a half game behind Dallas. I'm JD Haffron on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeart Radio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the mid to upper 50s. And then for your Saturday, windy conditions, possibility of some blowing dust here in the valley with those daytime highs right around 81 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Offer ends 4/6. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom at Talking Stick Resort. Win cash with free props and squares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's the Hoops Finals weekend at Talking Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. There's something that binds us all, the collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new Ping G730 and i530 irons. The G730 irons are Ping's longest and most forgiving irons, while the i530s fit golfers who want more distance in a player's design and are engineered for higher launch and more. Visit us in store at Vans Golf Shops or online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Life's a constant swirl of shopping. Groceries, clothes, gifts, the occasional
Coach there.
self-urge. You know how it is. That's why you should get the Drop app. With Drop, you earn points for shopping and turn those points into gift cards. Last year, I scored $150 in gift cards alone. Make sure to use code DROP23 when you sign up and get $5 in Drop points. That's DROP23. Get rewarded for shopping and download Drop now for free on the App Store or Google Play.
Doug Gottlieb here. Just like in basketball, a successful game plan starts with having the right players. The MVP team at Tractor Supply brings both hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make winning plays by heading to your local Tractor Supply store today.
Go quick here. Friendly, why not? Missed it. Clock ticks. And it's going to be the Clemson Tigers out of the
He's there.
ACC. Headed to the elite.
You're hot.
Former NAU head basketball coach and our college basketball insider this March and every March. It joins us now, Mike Adris. Coach, how you making out today?
Doing all right, fellas. I'm over in Vegas, so going to have a good weekend.
I bet. But what happens there will stay there, of course, right? All right, your biggest surprise yesterday of the 4 games. Biggest surprise.
How bad Arizona played.
Ooh,
maybe.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There should be an all-points bulletin for Love. I don't know what happened there, huh?
Coach, and talk about that. I mean, 6 turnovers the first, 10 minutes. They couldn't hit the water from the boat. I mean, it just seemed as though you would think that is, and I think we hit this on Wednesday, Coach, is that you think that they were finally settled down and ready to go, but they just, I don't know if the game was just too big for them or they weren't prepared. Clemson just kind of came out like business as usual.
And give Clemson a lot of credit. That they know how they want to play right now. They're playing loose. You know, nobody thinks they're supposed to be here, so the pressure's really on the other team, and they're relishing in that moment, right? I mean, I don't know, were they the ones wearing the chef hats last night or something like that? And you know, and give them a lot of credit. And their guys stepped up, right? I told you, PJ Hall's a pro, and he played like a pro, and other guys did what they've been doing now for them, and you know, with the exception of maybe Gerard, I thought, you know, he's dangerous because he can knock down threes, and he didn't have that great of a game. But, you know, other players stepped up for him, and I don't know if it's too big of a moment for Arizona. I don't believe that, but, you know, because they've been in big games and whatnot, but you don't want to play your worst game of the year, and they played a pretty bad game last night. I mean, and it cost them because the other team, you know, was able to pull it out. I think if they played a 7-game series, I still think Arizona's the better team. But, you know, that's the beauty of March Madness. It's how you going to play tonight. And last night, Clemson was better.
And then watching Bama, you know, come back and win that game 89-87. A little carelessness there, Coach, by Carolina at the end of that game.
Oh, absolutely. And I was just a bait caught. You know, you've been in the championship game before, and he played, you know, just horrible, I thought. You know, I mean, missing a dunk, turning the ball over. It just, you know, they really exposed him late in the game, and it was unfortunate. Now, all that being said, I don't think Carolina managed the last minute and a half very well. They had a lead, and they ran something different than they had run the previous possessions, where they got their man to the free throw line. And now they're going to do something different, and they wind up somebody shooting a three. I forget the kid's name, who shouldn't be shooting that shot, and he missed it. And then he comes down and commits an N1 at the other end, and all of a sudden, everything is completely changed in that ball game in a 10-second span. But unfortunately, it's in the final minute of the game, and now they couldn't recover from that.
Mike Gage just joining us here, Roc and Manuch today here on Fox Sports 910. Tonight, does NC State continue this incredible run?
Now, as soon as I say no, you know that they're going to win. I feel like that's how I've been in this. I haven't been the best predictor, I don't think, because I thought Arizona was going to win, and I thought they were going to beat Carolina, right? So I was completely off on those two. I did like the comment afterwards about Clemson playing Alabama should be a football game, not a basketball game, right? But tonight, I've been so wrong with Marquette. I like them. They play terrible. I don't like them. They play great. I just can't. It's Marquette that I don't know about. North Carolina State, well, they're playing with the same deck that Clemson's playing with. Nobody thinks we're supposed to be here, but we are talented. And if we just keep doing what we're doing, you do your thing, I'll do mine. They could win this game. They could win this game. I don't know if Burns can last that long, if Marquette really ups the pressure, but hey, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Coach, the Duke-Houston game tonight at about 6:30, does Duke take a look at what was exposed by Texas A&M, or did Houston learn their lesson of what not to do and take care of business? How do you look at that one playing out in that kind of a strategy from Duke?
Yeah, Duke is going to do what Duke does. Their guys are playing well. Houston, I just think that was a scare. They got the scare. They put themselves in several bad positions. They've had time now, 4 days to address it, analyze it, discuss it as a team, a staff. How do we move forward? Where do we play our best basketball? And I think they're going to step up and do that tonight. That should be a really fun game, though. It's a lot closer than I would have imagined several weeks ago. I told you I'm still with UConn and Houston in the national championship, although Jimmy B tried to push the Purdue Boilermakers on me, and I kind of bought it a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I still think Houston and Connecticut are destined to meet each other.
Creighton, what's your thoughts? I know you like some of these smaller schools in Tennessee.
Isn't it fun to see kids like the Nelson kid last night for Alabama put on a show, right? I mean, he was the best player in that game against North Carolina, and he played where? At North Dakota State a year ago, right? Dalton Connect was at Northern Colorado a year ago. There was another kid they mentioned that played at Hofstra a year ago. It's that's the one beauty of the transfer whenever you want, wherever you want, and be instantly eligible. But we're seeing some players who were very good that we don't know anything about, all of a sudden get the opportunity to play on the national stage, and people are learning about these players who are pretty good guys. And Dalton Connect is just an amazing season. He probably got himself a draft slot in the upcoming draft based on how he played for the entire season, that is.
Coach, the last one, UConn, Illinois. Can Illinois do it? 8.5-point favorite. That is UConn. And what is it about UConn? They just come out like they've been playing for 5 or 10 minutes. It just looks smooth. They're running plays. It's like, what pressure? They just kind of come out and get their thing going quickly.
I know, and you've been asking me that, are they being too cocky? Are they doing this? Hey, if you can talk the talk and walk the walk, more power to you. And they certainly are doing that. They're, we won last year's championship, but we want to win this year's championship, and they are just going out. It's nice to be able to play 10 guys, though, too, right? I mean, he goes to the bench, and there's no drop. You look at some of these other teams, and when they miss a key player, all of a sudden you start holding your breath. Can they last? Can they hang on? And typically they cannot. But where UConn, Klinger was terrible last night, and yet he was. It didn't matter. It did not matter, and that's the beauty about UConn. And I love that Illinois team. They got so much fight in them, and their defense is phenomenal. But unfortunately, the road hits UConn now, and they're probably not going to go well.
Coach, enjoy Vegas. We'll talk to you on Monday. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for having me.
You too. Happy Easter. Mike Agers joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, as he does each and every year throughout the madness. So we appreciate him taking some time for us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We'll wrap it all up next as we're out here at Wright Toyota. We'll tell you what we're doing for the finals next weekend at Talking Stick.
Check this out. It's the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
JJ McCarthy, he says, game manager, exceptional management skills. Kirk Cousins is old, expensive, and not mobile. And he just got $45 million in Atlanta. JJ McCarthy is young, cheap, and mobile. So Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings coach, who I think is going to go try to get McCarthy, he liked it.
This is the Herd. Monday at 10. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
202 Santan Freeway eastbound. This is the off-ramp to Elma School. The right lane is blocked by an accident. Also an accident, McClintock, south of Warner. 7th Street south of Southern, a crash, and 75th Avenue at Lower Buckeye Road.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
It's finally here, spring training baseball. And that means peanuts, popcorn, and sunflower seeds. And a stop at Venezia's Pizzeria after the game for some of our fan favorites, like pizza, wings, and calzones. Venezia's uses family recipes to make the famous Venezia's pizza dough and sauces from scratch, giving you that authentic Italian taste. 6 Valley locations. Order now at Venezia's.com or on the Venezia's app right from your seat and pick it up on the way home. Always a home run with Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Hi, I'm Burt Ward, Robin from TV's Batman, inviting you to feed your dog natural, non-GMO, Gentle Giants dog and puppy food. Dogs eating Gentle Giants and following our special feeding and care program are living as long as 27 healthy, active years with a wonderful quality of life. Holy wow, 27 years! Think of all the extra years you could enjoy with your dog. At Petco, Stater Brothers, H-E-B, and more. Try Gentle Giants cat and kitten food, too.
At Cox Mobile, we know you're smart. You brush your teeth in the shower to save time, make coffee ice cubes for your cold brew, and wear goggles to cut onions. You also added Cox Mobile. So smart. Now you're running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability and saving on your Cox internet. It's ingenious, just like you.
Aw, thanks.
Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Cox postpaid internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. to H 2023. Other restrictions apply. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Meant for mornings, The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen Monday, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
All right, the tournament continues at just after 4 o'clock on Channel 5. You'll have NC State Marquette as we get into what's on tap. 4:39 will be the tip-off for Gonzaga and Purdue. That is on TBS and True TV. And then when those games are over, around 6:30, 6:39, Duke, Houston, and then at 7:09, Creighton and Tennessee. And then again, tomorrow when you get ready for the Elite Eight, when that gets all started, first game is at 3 o'clock. So you got a 3 o'clock game with Illinois, UConn, and then 5:49, Clemson and Alabama. And then the same thing will apply on Sunday, where they're still going to determine. Obviously, we don't know the teams, but the times, but most likely around the same time.
Our State 40 Roofing, it's your call. A question of the day for a free quote, repair, or installation. Head to state40roofing.com and follow them on social media by searching hashtag #SexyRoofStatus. Out of the 3 teams that had the upset wins last night, who has the best chance to win the NCAA title? Is it Alabama? Is it Illinois? Or is it Clemson? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter to vote. Currently in the lead, Illinois, 50%, Clemson, 25%, and Alabama, 25%. So going to have a big, tough test tomorrow, Illinois and UConn. So if they get by UConn, that'd be huge. Then they're on their way.
Suns tip off at 5 o'clock. They are in Oklahoma City. And then game 2 of the 2024 Arizona Diamondbacks season. Rockies, D-backs, Merrill Kelly on the mound, 640 on Channel 34 on Cox, 686 on DirecTV.
So did you go over or under, Rock? Did you go over or under?
I went under 17.5 hits.
Yeah. I think Scott Spretcher kind of
he had a long BP yesterday. That was a long BP.
It was a long BP.
They're a little tired.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to get another win, but I'm just thinking that what was the run total? 9 for today, Jax?
9.5.
9.5. Like the under. There is a trend there, and Scott Spritzer mentioned it. There's been a trend years past where if a team has a big night like we saw last night, there haven't been that many when you're scoring 14 runs in one inning. But when there's a game that big, typically the next day you would take the under. So we'll see if that works. Well, I mean, who knows? I'm batting around 500 right now.
I guess my question, when you follow, let's say you get a hunch like that. How percentage wise, you 80% pretty good that way?
I just did 500. I'm 500%.
You fit 50. Okay.
Yeah, 50%. Yeah, I know. But so when it comes to the bets today, when we talked to Scott Spritzer, if you're just joining us, we went over all the 4 games. So if you are looking to bet on some of the games tonight, he likes Creighton plus 3.5. He also likes Houston -4 and Duke, the money line, possible Duke could win the game. And he likes Purdue -4.5.
This might be one of those weekends. We had the 3 upsets yesterday.
NC State plus 7.5.
Yeah, that's the one right there, the 11th seed. Can they
it was
continue
6,
on?
Right? It was like 6,
yeah,
5.5, 6, and it went to 7.5.
6.5 overnight. Matter of fact, I checked that late last night. Overnight this morning, a couple of changes from that. But it's do they continue on with the upsets? Do you get a Illinois beating a UConn? I highly unlikely, but you just never know. Bama, Clemson. As Coach Adrian said, that's a hell of a football game in the fall, Bama and Clemson. But those 2 teams are outstanding teams. But just right now, I just kind of went to chalk.
2 teams. I went same thing.
So I'm out. U of A got beat. Clemson got beat. So my Final Four from that standpoint are pretty much kaput.
What's on tap is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss. As we have the lager at the CAZ Sportsbook and at Upper Crust, and then we have the amber at BKD's in Chandler and Arena Sports Grill. So if you haven't tried it, we encourage you to try it. I do want to remind you that we will be out at Talking Stick next week. We're pretty excited about that for the Final Four weekend. We'll be there Saturday and Monday, and we'll be giving away cash like we do when we do our Monday Night Football. So we're doing props, we're doing squares, and we are giving away 3 big screen TVs, 75-inch TVs. So we'll be doing that as well. So it's a lot of fun. Our fan pickle will be going again for our 3rd game. So we did the overall pick, win 9-10 on 9-10. Then we did the 16 team, and then we'll do a 4 team. So after the Elite 8, you'll have another shot.
3.
And a lot of my friends that are in the fan pick'em are like, "Can you send me just one more email? Just one more. I just need another email just to remind me."
From the marketing guru, that's just part of your DNA.
It's not me. It's not like I'm physically. I mean, I write them one time and then they go out, but they're on like the company does that. You pick. It's a national company that I pay for the service.
Yes. But do you have them on a rotation of 90 emails per day?
No, it's like
I don't mind it, by the way. I don't mind it.
Of course you don't, because it only helps you too.
Yeah,
but
reminds me that, okay, go there if I haven't.
But the problem is that when you get an email from somebody all the time, you then eventually just block it. So I think we're at that point with our fan pick'em over 15
so
years.
Like, we get it, Rock. We get it. So you're the brunt end of that from that standpoint. We get it. But I mean, this is that time of year. You get into the Elite 8 and then the Final Four. It's just kind of okay. You try to, even the best of them, the Jay Billises of the world, that try to break it down, give it to you. They fall short. You know, you just never know. And I think we saw that yesterday with these 18 to 22, 23-year-old young men. You get caught up in the moment. You get caught up in the helter skelter of some of these games. And as Mike Akers just said, the ill-advised shot by the North Carolina kid that typically doesn't take those shots, ill-advised no matter how you do. And then you come back and he makes the foul and they get the free throws and one. It's just, that's a big part of it. And that's what Mike always talks about. If you got those big guys down low, that's what you want to go. If you've got big guys down low and you're a good free throw shooting team, that's eventually what wins it in these close games.
If you're into the women's basketball, the Oregon State win over Notre Dame eliminated. There was one person that had a perfect bracket going into that game and got busted.
That is
the fact that it went that long.
Right.
I thought it was pretty amazing.
Virtually impossible, for something like that to happen.
I'm a little bummed out that I didn't get out to the LPGA this week. They're firing 65s because the conditions are so good.
Yeah. You ever been to that Seville golf course out there?
No, I haven't.
It's beautiful.
That's what I hear.
Way southeast valley out there, but it's great golf course, and it can be long. I think it plays to 68, 6,900. But it's a gorgeous facility. I know that for a fact. My nephew got married out there about 8-9 years ago. So
we'll do it again on Monday. We'll be at the CAZ Sportsbook. Don't forget tomorrow. Speaking of golf, Backspin the Golf Show starts at 9 o'clock, and then 11 o'clock you take the point.